things today, so we're gonna go back over, I guess, like the last bits of what happened last session and wrapping that up, and then where we ended up. You all ended up going to the festival. Uh, Magical Mr. Maximilian went with Lady Giovanna's Emberheart the second, and Varin to the festival. Thatcher wandered his way in there on his own, amused by all the sound and everything going on. Isaac was just there because he's in town, he lives there, and I guess came for some good eats or something. Must have wandered in just to like see what was all going on. And Night Owl was there too, for probably a pretty similar reasons. He lived in town for a while. But the most important part of what happened there was the party got to meet each other. It first was Thatcher. It was Night Owl running into Viren and Lady Travanis and Maximilian. Maximilian the second wandered off because he was a little worried. Yada yada. Lady Travanis went on her petting spree, obsessing over how fluffy everyone was, and then went quiet for 2 hours.
Dang, deep.
Night Owl got rejected.
I didn't get rejected.
It was pretty savage.
Oh my god.
You did.
No.
She was like, I don't want to fly with you. He's like, okay.
It's kind of intimate. Like, it's, I don't know you.
Not to an owl.
And then
it's fine.
At the fair, Night Owl ended up winning a wrestling competition against the undefeated guy. Got 500 ducats for his trouble.
I think you mean the defeated guy. Sorry.
The previously undefeated guy, Mr. Green Zangief, threw him into the ground and fucking ruined his career. And
speaking ill of the dead, jeez.
Yeah, he's mean. He's mean. You know, I don't blame you guys for being afraid of Mr. Night Owl. You know,
they didn't even dig him out. They just put a headstone right there.
Yeah, they buried him. He's the next guy.
Dang, get rocked.
What are they gonna do if they ask for Night Owl to come there to be the defending champion?
Bryce?
What? You cut out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just try putting your mic in your mouth.
I'm not.
Chew on it, please.
Yeah.
That ended up happening.
Could you please add ASMR to the string, as a text?
Oh no, no.
You guys pissed off the rich man, Sire Goldhorn, who runs the place. And I'll just like go back for reference. You guys are here. You figured out like the weirdness going on. You let a fucking dragon loose. You threw a really big magic trick that wowed the audience and did more than any of his magicians he had in stock, giving Magister Maximilian the second a bit of an ego boost after he was rejected. And you're all able to leave with your heads held high and in a rush before anyone figured out what the fuck was going on that was in charge of. And you ended up finding your way, led by Isaac, back over to the dock so you could get your little like island survival guide kits basically that they give out to the new people who come in on the dock on the ships. And we ended off right as you were talking to Admiral Nack, who is the leader of the Tattered Sails, which is the more administrative group of the three anchors of one of the groups. And he was the guy who gave you your stuff. If I remember right, I described that as it was the blue bangle you guys had in each of your pouches that he gave you that was magical, but you weren't ever quite sure of how and what way. You weren't able to really figure it out yet. And I think we ended up stopping right around there, if I recall correctly, because I think we felt like it was a good stopping point.
We did determine that the blue thing was magical. I know I was.
Yeah, it is magical. You guys wouldn't have, so in your efforts of searching through it, I can add on now, you wouldn't really be quite sure of what type of magic it is. It's something strong, but you're not really sure of like what type of magic it is or like what it might be for. You can just sense it's like a strong magical like power coming from like the little bangles that you were given.
I pretended to put it on.
Yeah, I remember you pretended to put it on with an illusion.
Yeah.
So now that you guys went through your entire really event-long morning, it's only been like 2.5, 3-ish hours of antics at the fair. You guys didn't really last that long there. You kind of speed ran your way through it and like ran through a lot of the attractions and got the hell out before wasting your money there, wasting more time there.
We didn't even get
And
fast passes.
yeah, you did not get fast
Dude.
passes. You guys just speed ran your way. You know, you just cut lines.
Pretty much, yeah. We like literally made our own entertainment. We're just like, screw your fair. We're gonna perform.
We're performing. I'm wrestling. This is
This is
my.
our fair now.
I am the fair.
Um,
The unit.
now that you guys went through there and did that, you kind of left up a choice you guys would know, and Isaac might be thinking of what he would recommend to do to them. I'm only saying him here because he was the one kind of leading the party as you guys got back here and bringing you guys back. You guys would have to figure out if you want to explore more of the city for the vast majority of you who don't know anything about it. And if you did, I could explain a lot of the different areas you know of that you could go to for Isaac and Night Owl because you guys are already acquainted with the city. And otherwise, you could choose to go outside of the city and explore a bit around the city. Those are like the two big main options, and for either, or I can give like a good rundown of what you think you want. But I figured it'd be good to probably start off with you guys talking a bit and figuring out what your characters and you would want to be doing next, because we didn't really get to decide that at the end of last session.
Also, real quick, out of character, guys, today is also Lucas's birthday, so happy birthday, Lucas.
Happy birthday, Lucas.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Lucas.
birthday.
Thanks,
What a-
guys.
I gave
Let's
him
kill
a
him.
Dan. I gave him a one-time pass on. You know what?
Oh, no, okay.
Ah, yes.
Hey, could I?
What does he always want to say?
Hey, Lucas, what's up?
The ceiling.
It's an in-game one. He gets an in-game
Oh.
one. He gets one
Oh
in-game one that he gets to use for his stupid
Oh my
fucking
goodness.
joke.
Let's go.
You should give him inspiration as well.
When he uses it, maybe he will get an inspiration bonus and feel invigorated and like his god herself is smiling on him or himself. I can't remember the gender of his god.
It's
But
him.
it's a her now, sorry. My world, I mean her. But yeah, I figured a good starting point. So
Oh, you're cutting out again.
I'm gonna kill myself. I figured a good starting point for today's session would be you guys kind of talking now, as you guys would have just gotten your little survival bags, been happy you finally have some money on you. You have your little rough map of the island, but it doesn't really outline anything about the city itself. But you guys would have just like gotten out of just like your close mess in the fair. But I'm gonna fix my
Sure.
mic really quick. If you guys
Yeah.
want, you can start the slide RP. I'm gonna adjust it and fix
Okay.
it.
I'd like to talk
Wow.
out of character, but first, I think get that out of the
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
I really like don't have a strong opinion at all whatsoever. But is there anywhere that anyone wants to go or do things? Probably not back to the fair yet. We should probably go back there later.
So,
Do you want to
did
go
you want
shopping?
me? Did you want me to list the stuff that's in the town for
No.
you guys?
No.
Well,
Go
we
back
could
to
go.
fixing your mic, Jeff. Like a good.
I just like reset it.
Nah, I want
gotta
us
fix
to
it
like.
more. Yeah.
I want it to be like a bit more secret right now.
Okay.
So
You can.
And what player characters would know?
So in terms of who would know, you and sorry, not you, Thatcher and Night Owl. No, Isaac and Night Owl.
Yeah.
I confused you twice
Yeah.
already. Sorry. You are Thatcher, but Isaac and Night Owl would be the two who would know. If you want, I could send you to like a rough list of what's in town out of my character for you to reference since you would know.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
So
Sure.
I'll
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
send. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you
Yeah,
some of.
I
like-
was just going to. I was just about to, in character, turn to the party and say, no, there's lots of stuff that you can do, but I had a better idea.
Yeah, let me make a. I'm gonna make a channel in Discord for it really quickly. You guys, if you want, can do a little bit of in-character exchange while I set it up for these two. So it's a little bonus on that setup, but
Oh, by the way, out of character, I had an idea about the ruskets. I was trying to determine how much money I had going into this session,
Yeah.
Since Reskits don't convert into higher or lower denominations, should we just like do copper?
I was using gold as just like the standard, like just like for people sheets they were using gold before,
Mhm.
like the GP slot. You could really use whatever, but it's kind of just like a flat currency in this island world. Like they don't really have like the different denominations of currency. They kind of just trade at a flat rate. It makes outside trade a little funky because obviously they're gonna be a little confused on what the fuck to do with the conversion, and the
So I'm
ping's gonna be a little funky.
so I know Night Owl won a bunch of Reskits, and we were given 250 in the welcome pack, I think.
Yeah, you'd have had 250 in the welcome pack, so
You should also have like another 18 or so.
I think 18 or so. And if you would have been like living here for a while as Isaac, he'd probably be in like he'd probably at least had like 500 on his person, I'd say, from like living here and trading for a while. Like he'd be decently off because, like we said, he has his own little place up in like the higher end, nice end of town. His own
All
little
right, awesome.
apartment.
I'm just gonna roll that into whatever I fleeced from the party
Yeah.
last session.
Yeah, roll.
And okay, 1 second. I'm getting my notes out and then dropping notes when I'm able to go.
All the
Oh, and
notes.
I meant to mention that the bracelet, the little bauble that we got in your welcome pack. I think Isaac has been wearing that for like at least a year. So it doesn't have any, at least on him, visible long-term effects. So relatively, you won't put it on and die.
What? Hmm. Is this something you get when you just come in?
It's like they
Like,
give
what's
it to
the?
you in the bag. Like it's entirely not enforced that you have to wear it. It's just something that's offered to you by the tattered sail anchors, like a token of their like welcoming and like kind of like a buddy buddy. I mean, hey, if like you put this on, like we kind of consider you in higher standing with us. It's like a bit of like an easy like fast track past befriending one of the three major factions.
Hmm.
Um,
Can't
okay.
think of anything else I want to talk about out of character.
Yeah.
Do we want to briefly talk if there's like any out of character things of where we'd like to go, or do you want to do that all in character?
In character.
Yeah, let's try it in character, and if we can't
Sure,
figure it
that's
out,
fine.
then we'll do out of character then.
That's fine. Just wanted to like get random stuff out of the way before we start.
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry for a bit of like an off the rails start, but it just felt appropriate for where we ended last time. It was like a really nice like way of easing into it again.
Oh
Last
yeah,
time we
I
didn't
agree.
we're
get
off
to
the
like
rails. Why bother getting back on? We're just gonna
Yeah.
get right back on them.
Yeah, we're
Yup.
going to the amusement park. Roll for amusement park ride if you puke.
Fucking get some off-road tires on this train because it's never going back.
Do I have advantage against puking?
No, you have disadvantage. You fucking have a fear of puking.
That's bad, man.
This is actually Roller Coaster Tycoon now. I made a tabletop for translation.
That'd actually be pretty fun, not gonna lie.
That'd be an interesting one shot.
Like you're just
Okay.
stuck in this park that somebody made and you just can't get out. And you have to like that's something. Like
That'd
get
be a
behind
fun.
it.
That'd be a fun Call of Cthulhu one shot setting. Okay. Um,
Alright. Anyways,
Game time.
seriousness.
Yep.
We have anything else we want to talk about out of character before we hop into
Hmm.
stuff? Just asking for a friend.
Nope.
Ask you
I was
for a friend.
I was asking for myself actually. I just totally lied through my teeth there. But
What a magical Mr. Maximilian the second thing to do.
True.
yeah, maybe I was already in character this whole time.
You're
Alright.
just not using the voice yet.
Yeah.
So
Maximilian
Isaac,
confidently
here.
has 1 foot across the fourth wall at all times. But yes, Isaac turns to the party after they receive their little boodles of welcome,
Yeah.
money and a bracelet and a map of the continent, and say, "Well, that'll set you up for a few days, but probably not much more than that. I'm guessing you all came here with some idea of what you do for money and all that. I'll kind of turn to the party and see if how many quizzical expressions there are. How many people who are going like, "Oh shit."
You
Also,
Right.
Well,
quizzical look from Thatcher.
Oh,
My look
well,
is completely
sorry.
blank.
I intended to perform at the
And perform
circus,
you did.
but
Unfortunately, that circus once a
I
year around here.
okay. I don't know if I'm welcome back there. Now that I think about it,
Oh, I would certainly guess not.
I
But
wonder
you know,
if he's upset.
let's play it safe and say curious. But
Oh, okay.
the skills I saw back there, your power of illusion and misdirection, I think that could be useful in vocations around here.
Oh, I only had performing in the circus in mind. What you saying that there's other fields for someone as talented as me?
Oh, near endless, but I had one or two in mind. Say, what about you two ladies back there?
I didn't really have a plan for making money when I got here.
Well, it's not unusual. There's a few places you could go around town. There's taverns, always need more servers. There's a magic shop. I'm not sure if they're hiring, though. There's an alchemy emporium, they call it. It's just a fancy name for a shop. And they've probably blown up an assistant or two. So looking for there. There's a smithy if you're good with a hammer. There's probably a few more taverns. There's a town hall. I'm not sure exactly what they do there. Probably paperwork. Or if you don't want to be someone unloading at the docks or something like that, I had an idea that you all might be able to help me out with. I, by trade, am a hunter. And there's been a few quarry out in the woods to the north and east of town that I haven't been able to handle by myself, but they would bring in a fair amount of gold, or sorry, they'd bring in a fair amount of ruskets if we were able to down one. What do y'all think?
Sounds like quite an offer.
Is
I
it
usually-
dangerous? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, this is how I also make money. We may have crossed paths at different times, but I will help you.
Oh, well,
Is it-
thank you. Apologies if I've taken a shot at you. It's
You probably
hard to
missed.
Isaac will just narrow his eyes at that.
Oh
Yes.
man, we're gonna fight one day.
Yes,
Similar
that
profession.
aside. Yeah,
Is it
it'd be nice.
dangerous? Is it dangerous?
Well, with everyone contributing, and if we stick together, it shouldn't be, of course, as long as we steer clear of the more dangerous areas. You know,
dangerous areas.
I can
it'll be
protect
nice.
you.
You know,
Are you certain?
well, hey, look at it this way. We'll be getting out of the city, enjoying the great outdoors, stretching our legs, and we'll be able to. You all will be able to, afford more than more than a doorway in an alley tonight.
I like cities though. They're safe.
Oh my dear summer child. No, not this is not what we'd call a safe city.
It's not.
No,
No.
I'm afraid not.
Be very careful.
What happens here?
I didn't hear that.
What happens here?
It's probably best you don't know. Let's just say don't buy from the cheapest food stalls in the city. Stay away
I
from
make my own.
from long
I
pork.
Right. You can make your own food. Sorry, it's just Discord. Y- yeah.
Oh,
And
I
if anyone
see.
says they have something very interesting at the end of a dark alley for you to see, just don't. Stick to the streets, you know?
Oh, okay then.
You can talk to strangers, of course. You know, you're a grown man and all that, but you know, just don't trust them.
Okay. I'm like more
I can-
cautious against you now.
I can protect you out in the wilds and such. That is usually where I live.
So, Isaac, what would we be hunting?
Well, actually, out of character, that's an excellent question. Trev, guessing we would be going after something Isaac couldn't take himself, so not, you know, deer or maybe an owl bear.
There could be like a bounty
Owl.
board somewhere, and there could be like a bounty board somewhere. If we can go in there and like see what options there are and like choose something. That sounds like
It could
a
be
thing.
something like that at the town hall potentially.
Okay, Isaac was saying
Something like
that's
that.
an excellent question. I was just gonna see what we could find, but there's an occasionally a bounty down at the town hall. We can go there and see a bit of the city on the way.
All
Follow
right.
me.
Is it go to the town hall?
So
Shit.
I walk like 2 steps behind everybody else.
And it's just very slowly trailing.
very, very like hesitant.
On the way to the town hall, are we going through a marketplace?
You can. Give me a second for the routing. I'm having prep something. Cause this
We
map.
don't,
I
we
think
don't
we should-
have to go to the marketplace. I just want to know if there's like one on the way.
I think we
Yeah.
should be good on food because last session we did eat like a bunch of fair food.
Yeah, you guys did eat a shit ton of food.
That stuff really sticks to your ribs. That's like deep fried everything,
Yeah.
Deep fried
Except-
fried.
except for the carrots. So
Carrots.
Thatcher might be a little peckish.
That's all I need.
Oh no, not the carrots.
What if they were deep fried carrots?
Oh, I
That's
should
all I
have
need.
stopped by a deep fryer and just like dip the carrots in there.
Thatcher,
Carrots.
do you Thatcher, do you eat more than carrots?
I like vegetables in general.
Me too. What is your favorite?
Oh,
Oh, a good head of cabbage.
Oh yes. Good head of cabbage is the best head of cabbage. Do you also like fruit?
Yes, fruit is fantastic.
This is good. I can make you very good fruits and vegetables. Sometimes I mix it together and it creates some kind of liquid. It's good to drink.
give me 1 second. I'm having to prep something on this map.
Your
It's
night owls.
it's like a protein shake.
Yeah, night owls juicing.
Yeah, dude.
Juicing up, man. No wonder you're so ripped.
I mean, I have talon hands and I'm really strong, so I just, you know,
Like super beets.
I am the blender. Like
I am the blender.
that.
I meant
Oh,
it.
dude, that's my wrestler name. No,
Yo, yo.
the spin, the spin.
The blender.
So, as you guys made your way through the town, for those of you who haven't been here, as you noticed, it's very much obviously it's a harbor town, but an interesting thing about the town is it's all pretty much built with canals and little waterways and aqueducts around the entire city as you guys are slowly making your way through. You notice that there's small boats, there's people transferring goods in boats, and there's people moving through like the waterways to actually get around, and there's people also moving on the pathways like you guys would be currently, like the little cobblestone pathway as you wandered off towards the north from the docks towards the town square. So as you guys got there, let me drop your character so you can probably see.
Where am I?
It didn't get
Lost. It's all dark. I can't see anything.
There you go. I dropped you guys randomly because I had to grab you earlier. So, as you guys came in, people who would know, since Isaac was leading, as you guys came in, you would have come in from like right around down this way. My mouse is. I can draw like an arrow to it on the map, like down this way in like the south, like towards like the southeast of the map, towards like the bottom right corner. I drew a giant like yellow arrow for it, but
Isaac would be like, "Don't take the little canal boats. They say it's romantic and scenic and stuff, but it's just a tourist trap. It's faster to walk."
And as you guys are going through town, a few of the things you would notice as you're wandering past the buildings and Isaac is leading you along towards the town hall is you'd see various signs hanging up. One of them would read Thorn Smithy. It had a typical little like anvil and it had a little hammer smashing against it for the little wooden sign hanging against the door. It's like a small building. Most of the buildings here are pretty small. That one kind of stuck out because it had smoke bellowing from it, and there was like a forge that could be heard inside because there's no door on the hinges to like better filter the heat. But you could hear like the smacking of a hammer inside as you guys walked past. Some of the other things you'd notice with the various signs as you're being led across, there was on the right side, I need to write it right here because I didn't have that ready. Because these aren't the actual one-to-one buildings, but it's the closest I'm using for the town square right now. There was an alchemist store, as mentioned. It just read Alchemist Emporium. It was you saw people walking in and out, coming out with various little bottles and trinkets, and it seemed to be a pretty steady amount of foot traffic moving through. And the other building you notice as you walked up on your way over towards the town hall is right off to the left of it. There was a kind of cut off building. It didn't really seem to have anyone like walking by to looking at it like the rest of the town square, but it just said the mage's hand on it. And it's one of those buildings that Isaac and Night Owl, you might know, it was the closest thing to a quote unquote magic shop in Windstrom, but the two of you would at least be aware of it. There's not really much there because of the fact that there's not really much in terms of magical goods in this land currently. And there's not really something that's like abundant or found a lot. Magic imbued items or magical goods. They tend to be like they've been very few and far between, and like more of a pipe dream and a tale passed around the table at a tavern, feeling a lot more like something that's like almost out of legend compared to like when you might have been on the mainland or in another realm. But you guys make it over to the town hall, and as you approach, you'd see that there was a few people kind of talking amongst themselves, some humans, some dwarves, dragonborn, kind of the typical spread out crowd for this city at this point you would have been used to seeing around. But that what might have stood out among them was there was a small reddish kobold about like 3.5 feet tall, and he was actually sitting on the shoulders of a Goliath and standing at like around like right next to like the doorway, and he was yelling back at the crowd angrily and just in a shouting match with them. And as you'd come up, you'd begin to hear the shouts, and you'd hear things being shouted such as complaints about people having missing friends, missing family, wondering when the next shipment of food would be in, or when they'd get their hands on food next, or things such as this. It sounded like a lot of like the typical standard things that people would be concerned about and worried about in a new land. But it was a pretty typical complaint at the town hall for those who lived in the town that more often than not, things you were supposed to get your hands on, like basic food and amenities, somehow ended up missing in all the administrative loops that it goes through, or you just never actually got your hands on what you were supposed to, with all the bureaucracy going on. But you'd hear one of them yelling at him to clear my voice. It was a tired, angry looking elvish man. He had a bit of a stomach to him. He looked a little fat. Definitely looked like he wasn't in his better years. And He almost looked gluttonous. He looked gluttonous. He had like a furrowed unibrow. He didn't really look like a healthy, glowing image of what you'd expect of an elvish man. And he almost spat drool as he was speaking and howling complaints at the kobold sitting atop the Goliath's shoulders, violently slamming his finger at the chest of the Goliath without like a fear in the world. And the things he would yell would be, "God damn it, Thizzlepop! I told you for the last time, you're not allowed to have these goddamn ruffians in my goddamn hall." And people would be kind of going quiet as they heard this blubberous man yelling and complaining. And they were looking at him kind of funny and a bit of surprise. And what you would notice eventually happen is he kind of kept on like pushing and pestering the Goliath for a second. And after a few moments, as you guys are kind of starting to like walk into the building and this was all going on, you'd be walking in like right as like the Goliath just slowly took like a quiet step forward towards him, like raising a hand down to like pick up like the. He's like a slightly shorter than average, like very stout, heavy elf, and he looks very. I wouldn't say grotesque, but like I said, like very just not attractive.
Really let himself go after he
Yeah,
turns
he
it
really
down.
let himself go. He's not. He's fat. He has a furrowed unibrow. He's like drooling and he's like spitting drool as he's speaking. But everyone seems really confused on what he's yelling about as he's yelling, and no one's really sure. Because for as much as this was like the town hall, you might have been aware, at least at this point for you and I, that the little short kobold he just yelled at, named Fizzlepop, was actually the one in like charge of this little town hall. Currently sitting on the back of his Goliath friend, who no one really knew the name of. He was just kind of a quiet guy who was hired as a bodyguard and let Fizzlepop really do whatever he wanted to do. But
So the kobold is like behind the counter.
so he's like literally like sitting up on top of the Goliath shoulders.
But they're like
They're like
weren't at.
arguing like face to face at like the front of the building as you're walking in.
Oh, okay.
Like this
Isaac
short.
will turn to the rest of the group and say, "See, this is why I was telling you all that you gotta get a meal ticket soon. Otherwise, you're arguing with these people about food you're supposed to get, about a house you're supposed to have. It goes nowhere fast. 5 days a week, this guy's in here arguing."
And as you guys walked in, you'd be looking around. Isaac, you'd know where to go as you're leading the group. And you'd see on the little board that's sprawled out towards, like, all the way in the back, near, like, a little table, they just have, like, a list. It just says bounties. And as you guys walk past the arguing scene, just kind of trying to not get involved in it, you'd see on it, there's a few different listings. One of them was, so I have to check what I wrote down.
Yeah, see, they put the stinking board all the way back here. So if you owe any taxes, they can harass you about it as you go and try to get money to pay the fucking taxes.
So
Goddamn
the
bureaucrats.
first paper you read, it said wanted turtle hide, and you saw on it like a picture of like a spiky blue ginormous tortoise almost. It looked a lot bigger than like what you'd honestly ever to think of when you think of a turtle. It was depicted as like it was depicted in like the little sketch as shooting little sparks of electricity from its mouth, and they described it as about like a at least like 300 poundish giant large tortoise. um they had a little like keg system that they used to kind of rate the little like bounties they had. This one had like four of them,
Mhm.
and they went out of five, as like Isaac would have been used to, as like the little like way they kind of try to gauge the difficulties of the things that the town needs done, since everyone has to do their part to try to help out. One of them would be about the fact that there is currently an issue of a swarm of giant toads nearby, like the water near the right near like the town's entrance. They were actually attacking and ambushing fishers that were coming in and trying to sell their fish at the town market. And they were actually either attacking and straight up eating the fishermen it described, or they were just scaring them to death until and like threatening them until they actually got them to like abandon their fish and leave their fish, which is part of causing this whole food issue that people are complaining about. But there's still many other reasons for why it's happening.
What was the difficulty on that one?
That one would be like a 2.
A 2? Okay.
Yeah. And one of the other ones you'd see would just be complaining about the fact that there was a pack of wolves that was causing a lot of trouble in the local hunting grounds. It was described as it was something pretty simple and routine, but the issue all of the local people were having of dealing with them is that the wolves definitely seem to be at least a bit more smart than your average pack, because every time they tried to hunt them down or corner them, they managed to slip away or disappear right when they thought they'd finally cornered them and had them like ready to get rid of them. And this one was a 1, and another one that you saw listed was just like simple stuff like getting some deer hide and a lot more of the simple stuff that Isaac would have been used to taking on his own, like very simple requests. Because also on the board there's like various requests for materials, like needing X amount of pounds of meat, needing X amount of pounds of hides. Just very simple, like people in the town that need something will like go to the town hall and they will write a request at the board saying like, "Hey, I need this. I will pay this."
Isaac will kind of slap his paw up on the board at the ones that are saying like deer hide and meat and all that. It's like, so these will, these are pretty easy for anybody, even if you're not a great hunter. You throw, if you can throw one of the fire bolts or shoot an arrow decently, all the deer around here they're pretty dumb and fat and happy for the most part, so they're easy to hunt, but not a lot of money. These, on the other hand, and he'll point to the giant toads and the big turtles and say these are the money makers. Now, I don't know if you know anything about giant electrical blue turtles, but weigh at least a couple 100 pounds, and I'm a big guy, but I can't carry that much myself. And you don't want to hire somebody with a cart to come out and get it, because then the turtle might eat the cart and the horse all together. It's a whole fiasco. But I think if we all did this smartly together, we could get a pretty big payout. Actually, does it say the out of character? Does it say how many ruskets they're offering?
So on it, it doesn't seem to have a rusket listing, but you would notice that the actual like request was made by one of the 3 anchors themselves, actually, which was a bit of an oddity and a rarity for requests here at the board. And it was made by the Chard, which is just known to be kind of they're more of like the seafaring people and the people who tend to like be in charge of more of the keeping the town's peace and trying to keep order.
And Isaac will point to I imagine the bottom where it lists
Yeah.
the person who lists and say,
And it'd be
that
named Admiral Embers is her name.
and that right there, that's the real reward. Ruskets are good and fine, but they're easy to get. Favors in this town, that is a true treasure. If you can curry favor with one of the larger factions, it'll serve you well, no matter what you want to do. In fact, Maximilian, you said you wanted to perform around town,
Yes, I would love to.
but of course you're worried about the fair keeper and what he might do or think about you. He might be able to prevent you from getting. Do you need a license to be a
Yes,
musician? I'm not sure. Anyways,
I think he's probably jealous now that he's seen my true potential.
obviously jealous, green with envy.
Just
But
wants to beat me down because he knows that I'm more skilled than any of his paltry magicians.
he is small potatoes. If you were to, do a few jobs for one of these 3, I'd recommend staying with one. They get a little jealous themselves. Anyways, so what do you all think? Want to hunt some turtle?
I think it sounds fascinating to see a lightning breathing turtle. That sounds incredibly fun.
Sounds incredibly dangerous.
Oh, come on, McCoy. It'll be fine.
Get in the water.
McCoy.
Are you sure it's gonna be okay?
Oh, it'll be fun. We'll just go talk with him. We'll shoo him away. We'll explain things. He'll be understanding, and then it'll be fine. We'll come back and we'll get our favor met.
Turtles
Thatcher,
talk.
I don't,
Okay.
Thatcher, I don't think we're gonna be shooing it away.
Well, we'll at least get to see it, which would be amazing in itself. And if he's
Yeah, well-
unreasonable, then we'll deal with it then.
We'll just ask him politely to surrender his hide and shell and meat.
That too.
Which
I
reminds
was
me,
wondering
we
one
should probably pick up a cart on the way out of town. That thing weighs a couple 100 pounds.
Maybe a night owl can lift him.
How much can you lift, Night Owl?
Ooh.
That is a good question.
Ooh.
How much can I lift?
Do you even lift though?
How much can
Hold
you
on.
lift?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's riff into your character. So you're
With
what,
an
like
18
6?
strength.
How tall are you again?
Like 6'6".
6'6", 18 strength. How much does he weigh around, Mr. Night Owl?
Bro, good
There's
question.
mathematics for it.
Is there a math calculator for it? I didn't even know. I was gonna think.
In your
There's a lift and then there's a dragon
Yeah.
pull.
push drag lift, I think, is 2 times whatever your carrying capacity is, and for a 9 strength, my carrying capacity is 135, so I can push drag pull
Okay.
270 pounds.
What
So-
about an 18?
There is
Wouldn't that just be
no-
twice whatever yours is?
in theory, but I'm not positive.
I think you can also roll a strength check or like an athletics check, depending if you want to
Yes.
try more.
Yes.
But it wouldn't be like sustained.
Yeah.
It's under the encumbrance rules. So if we're not doing encumbrance, then it's really whatever the DM wants to.
Yeah, we're not real. I don't really use the encumbrance rules because I think they're kind of like they can help, but I'm more like
Encumbering.
realistic, and I think they can just add some weirdness. But I'd say for like if so, you said according to those rules, if we went by on Thatcher, you'd be able to like pull 200. You said.
Yeah, 270 pounds.
So yeah, so since it's like a 400-pound turtle, if you guys do, you should be able to at least drag him. I'd imagine.
Yes. As a party,
Yeah.
we should be able to get it.
Oh,
wherever.
I should be able to pick him up then, yeah.
There's like I don't know
I'm
how
gonna
like
drop
long
him by
distance you could like
accident.
pick him up, but you should be
Accident.
able to drag him.
That's why I suggested we get a cart and like a donkey to, you know.
Donkey.
Motherfucker accidentally fucking drops it on a house and destroys some fucking poor peasant's house. Oops.
Whoops.
This is mine now. I dropped my turtle here.
Oops,
But-
drop the turtle.
One way to get real estate.
Wow.
It's your strength.
That's how Isaac got all of his
multiplied-
houses.
Your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15,
Oh,
and or 30 for your push drag lift. So 18
Cool.
times 30.
270 for carrying, then 18
540?
times-
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So yeah, you could pull it on your own.
Pog.
And your speed drops by 5.
And don't forget,
That's
like,
fine.
if you guys are like gonna be like Juju said, like end up like tearing it apart or something like that too, you'd be able to like and probably lose some weight with like how much based on how much you try to sit there and tear apart the turtle or not.
Well, I actually meant to ask you, would I have the proper tools for dressing game with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since you've been doing it for, you'd have like some like game dressing tools, like some different knives and stuff. The various tools of the trade.
Awesome. I snatched the paper off the board, and take it with me as we leave. Just out of character, no objections on this current. I didn't hear from everybody in character, but
I'm down.
all right.
Do it. Just don't get in the water. Like, lightning breathing turtle.
I'm gonna need you to convince me again in character that it's safe. But yeah, no, like out of character, I'm down.
Oh, I could if you want to be nowhere near it, just be back, with archers. Just
I'm gonna be hiding probably. We'll
You
see
could
what
be
happens.
hiding behind a
you can
tree,
make-
like screaming.
I'm gonna make like a.
other me's that are flying in the air with me.
He'll
so
make a
it's-
clone of himself that looks like
Yeah.
it's helping and just hide while crying.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, to be honest.
A clone of you? I'm dead.
That looks like it's doing something, but it's doing nothing.
Just
I was-
one swimming, just constantly doing laps.
Yeah.
Just,
I could do it for like 10 minutes. So-
I can't.
I imagine if you're like real nervous when you make it, it would come out kind of scrungly, just like it's like an MS Paint version of yourself.
No.
Whoa.
But
like a
Stick
squiggly
figure.
mouth.
It's a stick figure.
in character, Isaac would probably see that Maximilian's like real nervous about this, and just tell him, "Hey, Max, relax. Think about it this way: you're gonna learn about a magical creature. This thing is innately imbued with its own little bit of the weave of the multiverse. Think of what you could learn for your act. It can hide inside its own shell, like you hide the people in the sorry wooden coffin bit there. It's got lightning powers. Those are always impressive. It's a crowd pleaser.
Okay.
And we're gonna be taking a lot of bits. Don't tell Thatcher, but we're gonna be carving this thing up like a Thanksgiving turkey. But
Just because I don't eat it doesn't mean I don't want to cut it up. That sounds fascinating. See what's inside. I've always wondered what's in this turtle shell.
I'm definitely gonna eat some.
damn his ears.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna eat some.
You're sure? You're really
Yeah.
sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Will we be stocking up
Okay.
on supplies before our adventure?
Yeah, we're heading
Oh.
by a few shops on the way out of here. Grab anything you might need. I see that you're all pretty well armed. I imagine we won't need much more than that.
I
But
do have 2 arms.
I'll be grabbing
No.
Actually, did Thatcher come with out of character? Did Thatcher come with like his stuff, or was he just like chilling?
I know I have some of my normal stuff, but I don't have like a shield. So I would definitely want to go pick up a shield.
Who needs a shield?
Alright, well, I'm going to. I'll go pick up a cart and a mule. I'm pretty sure there's a place I can rent one from around here soon. Let's all meet back up here, or let's meet at the. Did the wanted poster say where the turtle was?
So it said you guys would have to leave towards the north of town through the forest, and the best description was given if like you left through the forest and then made your way to the coast and traveled along the coast, you'd find it. And the other way was you could choose to take a small boat over to the lighthouse and try to see if you can lure it over that way.
Okay,
But
I'll tell the group. I'll meet you at the north gate. Just ask any of the guards around here. They'll point you in the right direction. I have to get a cart and a donkey myself.
Is there
I'm
is there
gonna.
a general store that you can point us in the direction of?
Excellent question. Is there a general? Yeah, there's a general store
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we passed it here on the way in.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna follow Isaac, and like the whole time I'm just like every now and then but like you're sure, right? Like you're sure, right?
Oh, no problem. You've seen how fast turtles move, right?
Oh yeah, they're very slow.
It's probably just hard to find. It's well camouflage or something. But hey, you're looking at the best tracker in town.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're the
I
best
see.
tracker, huh?
You're not here,
Uh,
night boy.
You're technically not here right now.
Oh, dang it. Oh, my bad. I forgot.
He's speaking in your mind.
Who said I was a
We went
flop?
off separately.
Oh,
We went off separately.
He's speaking in
Then
your
I'm just-
mind.
Wait, so you guys went to the general store. Where'd everyone else go?
No,
So they
you
just
guys
went
are.
off. Yeah, we're just going off to go towards like They'd probably
believe-
end up going like a little stable near the gate to pick up the cart and the.
Yeah, I went with Isaac to go get the cart and get reassured that it's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna grab Varine's arm and we're gonna follow Thatcher because one, he's the fluffiest, and two, we want to go to a general store too.
Okay.
He is the
What about-
fluffiest.
What
For
about
now.
you? What about you, Naya? For now,
What would
until I
Night
kill
Owl
him.
do to no? What would Night Owl do to prepare for something like this?
To hunt. It's your element.
I mean, yeah. I mean, birds usually don't hunt like turtles, but um, huh. I think what I would do is I would pick up like I would actually probably fly off and try to find some like uh use some different claws and like some different plants to make like makeshift what is it? Like cuz like turtles they bite. So I'd try to find something to like if it bit me um I would be like a little bit uh maybe like I don't know. I'm trying to think of something I could make.
Are you
What
trying
would
to
hurt a
like?
turtle?
Are you trying to like forage for like some sort of poisonous herb that maybe
Yeah,
like
yeah,
secrete
exactly.
over your feathers or something? Like,
Exactly.
to...
Yeah,
He
yeah,
could go off and try
something
to
like
like
that.
forage in the forest a bit since he's like flying around, like probably like
Hmm.
flown around the area a few times, like.
Yeah. Can I roll something or something?
Yeah. So I say that.
That'd be nature or survival.
We're gonna do.
Turtle poison.
I'll do a survival check since it's like an herb thing. I thought we were gonna be survival. I was almost thinking medicine because it's like looking for herbs.
Oh?
So
Hmm.
you'd find an herb that you know of. It's called night blossom, and you knew it was kind of used as like to inflict like sl- a sleepy state in people, and it's almost like a narcotic to like help like people sleep. And it was like the thing that you noticed, and maybe you hoped with it, like you could use it to help like slow down the turtle, be like
Yes.
help keep
Slow
its
down the
mind a
turtle.
bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that the turtle's faster than Thatcher over
Speedy.
here.
I mean, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do when this turtle's gonna turn out to be like Mach 5 and just fucking like sprint at you at like 80 feet at 80 feet?
It is a lightning turtle. You said night blossom, right?
Yeah, it's called Night Blossom. Yeah.
Is it
For
gonna
sure.
turn into like the turtles from the jet from like the old JRPGs that tucks its like its head and arms in and like rockets come out of all the openings?
That would be crazy. Yeah, it's actually a sci-fi RPG now. Sorry, guys, it's turtle time.
I mean,
You
even
didn't
in
say
Mario,
you
man,
didn't
those
know.
turtle shells go pretty fast, dude. Like,
I
Oh my
don't fucking
gosh.
know.
Some Mario Kart action.
So, yeah, that's what you would end up doing at the time. Something like nice, short, and simple. You'd probably spend like the entire time prepping. Because I imagine for like prepping,
Yeah.
getting to the gates, I'd say in like everyone, it's probably gonna take like a total of like an hour and a half to like 2 hours, and everything is done. Just taking your
Oh yeah.
time. So I'm gonna like speed time up ahead of time, just to like out.
Hmm.
But
hmm
so for Varine, Thatcher, Lady, Dravanis, Umber, the three of you would make your way over to the general store. Um, on the way there, there also was like the smithy sign you might have seen on your way over there. I don't know if it caught your eye on the way to go there first or to go straight to the general store. I don't know if one would have drawn your eye or not, because I
I
know you
would've-
guys wouldn't be
I
used
think
to the city.
Thatcher would have been looking for the general store, not knowing that potentially like the smithy or
Okay.
an armory would be
And a
what-
better, yeah, place
Yeah.
to find a shield. Okay. And you two are just blindly following Thatcher.
Yep.
Yep, he's the
Yep.
fluffiest.
So,
It seems like he knows what he's doing.
He's got to be. He's
yeah,
fluffy.
obviously.
I'm gonna move your fucking mini down there, Dan, since you didn't move.
Ah!
Get down there, you dragon lady. Yeah. So, when you guys get there, so first off, was there anything specific you guys were hoping to find when you get there?
Yeah, is there a shop when we walk in the door? Do we see the shopkeep?
Yeah, so when you walk in the door, Jesus Christ, I just listen fucking. When you walk in the door, you notice that there's like an older man who's sitting behind it. It's a small, shorter dwarf man, but he has a really big bushy beard, and he's just kind of sitting in like a rocking chair behind his like counter, and he's just like staring emptily like out the window, like listening to the sounds of the sea. He doesn't really notice you guys as you walk in.
I want to jump up on the counter and say, "Good day to you, sir."
So as you jump up on the counter, you see like the man like not react at first, and like he totally freezes up, stopping mid rock, and then like a delayed reaction. He goes, "Wah!" And he throws himself back and falling on his ass, and his head hitting like the wood of the ground, and he
Oh,
lets out a low groan.
oh,
Fucking
I
bloody hell! And he brings himself
me
up to his.
immediately you would jump down to try to help.
He'd take your hand, like grabbing it and slowly pulling himself up, and then look down at you, puzzled, noticing that there is a small rabbit person in front of him. He's like, Wait, what are you?
I, I'm a Thatcher. I'm Thatcher Cold. Nice to meet you. What do they call you?
I'm, they call me Greg, that's it.
Greg. Well, nice to meet you, Greg. Well, I'm here, and I was told that you sell things, and I'm looking. I've got a couple things that I'd love to be able to pick up if you got them. It would be fantastic.
Okay, what are you in for? Make it quick. I'm trying to listen to the seagulls.
Oh, well, then, all right. I would love if you had a little statue figurine of a fox.
Uh, a figurine of a fox.
Yes. Some
Uh,
sort of a fox figurine type thing, potentially, hopefully.
You'd see him like rummaging around and looking, and he grumbles going behind the desk and behind the counter, and he wanders off around the store looking around. D20. Let's see.
A 20.
He found exactly, surprisingly, what Thatcher was describing. His eyes light up. He lets out a low belly laugh. He's like, "Oh, well, lucky for you, little rabbit. I think I found exactly what you need." And
That
it's a wooden carving. It looks like it's pretty fresh. It's something that looks like a lot of care is put in it. There's the very slow little lines trying to emulate like the fur and like around like the snout. And it's a fox person similar to your friend.
Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac. Sorry, I didn't look their names. Similar to your friend Isaac. And it almost looked a little inspired off of him. You weren't really sure if it was supposed to be a depiction of him as he held it up in the light in front of you guys, but there probably wasn't a lot of other inspiration in these parts for a fox person. Anyways,
It is perfect and it's incredibly handsome. I would love to keep this. And I am looking for like a small piece of cloth, maybe around, I don't know, 3 inches, maybe 4 by 4.
well,
Preferably a purple or a deep red color.
so I think you're looking for cloths of deep red or purple color.
Yeah, like a hanky. A
Okay.
hanky the size of a hanky, about red or purplish color if you've got something like that.
You'd see him go around looking again. He's kind of down on his hands and knees behind the counter looking through small little short shelves, and he's rummaging around, throwing out and pulling out different little cloths of small little patterns. And eventually he pulls out one that's like a darkish, two little darkish red ones. And as he goes to like set them down on the counter with the figurine, he starts to cough a bit, and as he's coughing, he coughs into them by accident, but he doesn't really say anything. He just places them down next to the figurine.
I don't even think twice about it. Also, if you have a shell, I'm looking for a good size shell. Maybe one that would cover maybe, I don't know, half of the size of your face.
Uh, a shell. Are you doing an art project, Mr. Thatcher?
No. Well, that does sound very interesting and fun. Is there an art school around? Back on point. Yeah, if you have a shell, that would be fantastic.
You see him looking around, then he kind of shrugs his shoulders. Like, I don't carry shells, no.
Uh, okay, that's fine. I can find a shell eventually. And then lastly, do you have a shield?
You see him kind of squints eyes like a shield. You mean like a
Yeah, something.
wooden one?
Yeah, sure, something to protect me with. I can put it in front of me, and if something was coming my direction, I can stop it.
So he'd nod his head and he'd walk off in the little back room, and you hear him straining for a moment, and he hear like a loud little like a metal clangish pop. As it turned out, he actually just popped the like top of a lid off of the barrel in the back, and while he was working back there, like behind the door, he was actually strapping like a loose piece of leather he had, and he nailed it in. And he walks out with a very poorly made wooden shield, but it is in fact what similar to what Thatcher asked for, and the strap even looked to be like small enough for his arms, for his size of arms. It was like a small little, just like a wooden disc, and it had a really like ragged leather strap that would like be able to like hold it on to his arm.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, that is a beautiful. Did you? I'm not going to ask the master where he keeps his secrets. Uh, I think unless you have magically found a shell somewhere, I think this will do it for me. How about you, ladies?
He holds his like hand out like, expectantly. That she's like, okay, okay, but before I'm done, all this is gonna cost you at least like probably 400 rockets at least, maybe 450.
400 ruckets. What? How much for just the shield?
The shield itself is about 100, and the cloth's like 25 to 50, but the figurine's a few hundred.
A few hundred for a figurine?
Lady
Yeah,
Gervais overhears this barter, and she steps up
okay.
to the shopkeep, and she says, "Hello, Elder.
Yeah, what'll it be?
I was wondering if we bought in bulk, could we possibly get a discount?"
You want to buy them? Okay, and how much do you think you're going to be buying the really deserve a discount on this prized figurine? You can kind of tell he's like forcing it a bit and straining it a bit, but he kind of noticed how fascinated Thatcher was by it, and he's really trying to hold the rabbit by the ears and get the most he can out of him.
Well, you see, myself and my friend Vereen here also would like to buy some goods from you, so maybe we could possibly work something out.
And oh, what are you here to buy? Like, I need the
So, for me personally, I was wondering if you happen to have a fishing pole.
fishing pole. You didn't.
Along with some fishing line.
Okay. You see him kind of grumble going off in the back again. And he ended up walking out with kind of like a cut up piece of wooden board, but it did have like a very like poorly made like lines for a fishing line and the little marks so you have it and the weave it through. And it even had like a little reel, but it's a very cheap like almost clearance store fishing pole that did not look like it would hold up very well, but he ended up walking out with that and a little like spool of thread, setting it down next to the sack of stuff that Thatcher had that he was
Could I
interested in.
could I inspect the reel?
You want to inspect the reel?
Yeah, the most important part of the fishing rod.
Okay. So, inspecting your reel, I'm gonna have you do. Uh, I'm gonna have you do an insight check for checking on it.
Okay. Alright, wish me luck. Okay, I'll take it.
It seems like a pretty okay reel. It doesn't seem as like a worn down and ragged as the rest. It at least seems like an actual reel, but you can definitely tell the base of the rod is very much just ragged thrown together.
So the rod is scuffed,
But the
It's a scuffed
reels.
rod, but the reel seems okay.
Okay, all right. That's all we care about in the fishing world, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then the line. The line. How's like the line? Is it like it's strong enough to like,
It looks like a fine, like basic thread. Like it's the kind of thread you'd find like even at, like the fish market or something that the fishermen would use. It's not something like it's not like he just gave you some like cotton thread or something and handed it to
Yeah,
you.
he's not trying to like scam me, right?
Yeah, he's not scamming you on that.
It's real. It's real. Okay.
It works. It's just the cheapest version you're gonna fucking find in this entire city.
Okay. Okay. And then
I believe my friend Farine had some interest in some goods as well.
Yeah, Mr. Craig, do you by chance have a map of the continent? Or at least a map of the surrounding area?
So for that, you did have a map of the continent they gave you in your bag. It's the little
Oh,
world
I'm
map.
sorry.
You're good. You're good. He just kind of look at you a little dumb. But he's like, "Well, they should have given you one, but I mean, if you really want me to charge you for another one," and you'd see him kind of start to grumble and look around for a second, but he's kind of like laughing to himself and didn't actually go looking for it. But you can tell he's kind of like pulling you like and demeaning you a little bit with the joke, but not like being outright like an asshole.
Oh,
It seemed
oh,
like a little like, like negative, but not like I hate your guts type of negative.
oh, sorry for wasting your time. I'm just gonna walk outside in embarrassment.
Dang.
wait, hold on a second.
Tried to buy a
Didn't you want to
map when
ask
he
him
already
something
had a
else?
map.
What? Well, no, I have like, I'm looking for other stuff. I don't, that, he probably doesn't sell it there.
How would you know if you
Because,
don't ask?
well, I mean, didn't we get introduced to the stores, other stores?
You at least walked past a few of them, yeah, as
Oh,
you
okay.
walk around.
Oh, okay, then my bad. I guess I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you walk out for a second to get your composure, and then maybe you'll walk back in and ask again.
This man's just like, oh, you already have a map. He just goes outside.
Okay, bye.
Damn, dude.
Fuck.
Little Jovanis reaches up to Reed and pulls her back in.
uh, do you by any chance sell potions here, or maybe a sword?
Oceans? No, it'd be over at the alchemist shop. And a sword, you probably have to go over to Old Thorn through that. He's good for it. The Goliath bastard. But you're not gonna find any of that here, Missy. I don't keep that stuff here. I'm here for the common man, not the adventurer like you seem to be.
Well, thank you.
He nods. He doesn't seem like inherently being like mean with that comment or anything. He just seems to be pretty matter of fact with it. And like you notice, like you're welcome. Most of the stuff's definitely very basic stuff, like wheat and stuff like that, like basic supplies that you'd use to like get by.
Uh,
So
Does he have a collection of other famous action figures?
While
I
you guys
mean-
are haggling, Thatcher slips out of the room
Okay.
and jumps into the water.
wait, what?
I jump in and I want to find a shell, but continue haggling.
wait, did he just steal?
Like, put it
No,
on
I
the
didn't
counter.
take it. I left it all on the counter. It's all there.
Just wandered off. It seemed kind of staring dumbfounded as he watched Thatcher walk
the
out
window.
Adrivanus, and then he'd look out the window and he'd watch the little rabbit just throw himself into the water in a little cannonball, and just start swimming around, paddling his little feet in his full clothes.
Well, I didn't know rabbits. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
I didn't know rabbits could swim.
I don't think anyone did. He seemed like a little like surprised and shocked, just staring still at the rabbit person he never expected he'd meet in his life. Just kind of like amused watching him, and then he looks back over later and he's like, "So you wanted the haggle?"
Yeah, I'd like a deal, Elder, if it's possible.
So for all of this, for someone as fascinating as you guys, I could put it all together for you. See him kind of like sitting there. He's looking up at the air, kind of like muttering to himself for a second, holding up some fingers, trying to think. And then he holds up his hand. He's like, 500 records. I can give you all of this.
500 records.
Ruskets,
500.
right? Ruskets.
Yeah, Reskits. I said records. Reskits.
Ruskets.
Wow.
So and you said we all have 250.
You will have
That's a lot of
250. Yeah. He's definitely charging you guys pretty hard because he can tell you not exactly. You're not exactly used to a city by watching the rabbit run off into the water and drop himself in the water.
Do I see any shells in there?
Yeah, you see a few little shiny shells on the seafloor.
Okay.
Seashells on the seashore. Um,
Oh my goodness! Just one more time, Trev.
I'm
She
not
sells
doing it.
seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Yeah, that.
Well, Trev, you gotta do it with me. She sells
I'm
seashells
not
by the
doing.
seashore. The shells she sells
Did
are
I tell them
seashells.
they dump
I'm
sewage
sure. So
right
if
on them?
she sells seashells by the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
I mean, you did warn them, Isaac, to not go in the water. It didn't stop your boy Thatcher from getting bored in the middle of the conversation and wandering out.
I like whisper to Lady Travanis. I think we should probably wait to buy this stuff after we hunt down the turtle. I don't think we have enough money for this.
Lady Dravanis slaps her 250 ruskets onto the counter, and she waits for Thatcher to get back.
So I did find a shell.
Did find a shell. Took
Okay.
you like 5 minutes, just kind of emptily standing at Luigi Dravanas. And as they're looking down at the money, he's like, okay, you have 250. Now, where's the rest?
Oh, my
Give me
rabbit
1
friend's coming back.
As soon as I find the shell, I pull myself out of the water, sit on the dock, and start tinkering. I pull out my tinker's tool set and then start messing with this shell. And then after, probably a good, 3-4 minutes of me messing with this thing, I walk back into the store and present the shell to the which Gary, the shopkeep, and said, if you take this shell and you put it up next to your ear, you can always hear the ocean, and he'll have up to 6 seconds of it emits a non-verbal sound of ocean waves and seagulls and just like ocean ASMR, like sleeping sounds.
Oh, it's ASMR, I see. You give him that eager ASMR slave book. Oh.
So you can use this while you stare out the window. Now, do you think we might be able to get a little a break? Because I don't know if we can afford the. Cause I didn't hear the newest price, but I don't think we can afford the 400 ruskets. So, do you think maybe we could get all of this for 200, and you can keep the shell forever?
As he says that, Lady Dravanis pulls back 50 ruskets.
Sliding them back in the
But
ring.
she's staring the shopkeep dead in the eyes.
You wanna just slide a hand check? Slide a hand.
No, I want him to see it.
Okay.
He watches. He's kind of like staring at the coins and then looking confused at the wet, like dripping rabbit who walked back in, just holding up the seashell to him. He's staring confused at it. Before he grumbles, snatching, he's like, "I'll fucking look at it," and he starts blinking for a second as he's holding it up to his ear. He's like, "Holy shit!" A low belly or a laugh comes out of him again. He's like holding it up to his ear, and you see his eyes light up almost with like a childlike amusement. And he's smiling to himself, like sitting there for like 30 seconds, just quietly staring at it.
It's
And
yours if you want it.
after like hearing it, then he sets it down on the table, looking at it and looking at the stuff. And again, he starts looking at his fingers, counting them, and he's just kind of counting off on his fingers, looking through them and at them.
Mm.
Oh, I don't mean the roll that is that fucking random NPC.
Ooh.
And he's looking around, and he lets out a low groan. He's just like, the best I can do for this would be 400 for all your things and the rabbit's things. that limited figurine that was made by one of the woodsmiths of town alone was supposed to sell for like 350. I'm really
Right.
cutting you a deal here.
I dig into my pockets, I slap it on the table, and I say, "Well, all I have is 267. You can have it all."
He'd blink at you for a second, confused, and without saying anything, he'd like grab the 267 from you, and his hands would go over the 200 from Lady Javandis, and so he'd slide it back to his side of the counter, and then push the items towards you.
Hey, cool.
Ah,
Are you happy, Fluffy One?
Well, yeah, I have a shield and and the statue and the piece of cloth. This is fantastic.
Wonderful.
You know, is this just out of character? Does this count as a normal shield?
Yeah, it's just a normal basic shield.
Okay.
Very.
Woo-hoo.
Is there a different shop you'd like to stop at?
Maybe we could check out the smithery and then maybe the alchemist store.
Okay.
You guys are making your
Can it be
rounds.
like one of those shitty like Subway Pizza Huts where like they're both in the same store?
Oh, I love that.
Just to like speed it up a little.
I have an idea.
Dunno.
You guys are gonna head to the Smith, okay? So you guys head your way over to the Smith. You see a tall Goliath man like leaning against a doorway, and inside you see a small elf woman with a bit of a large like furry hat on her head, and she looks a little off, her hair a bit frizzled and sticking out from under it. And the two are talking pretty happily and joking with each other and laughing as you guys walk in. And they stop in their conversation. The man just kind of like blinks at you guys. He's like, "Oh, customers. Okay. Oh, what'd you need?" And he's staring expectantly at you two or three, because I don't know if did you follow them, Thatcher, or did you go off on your own?
Oh, I would have followed him.
Okay.
I'm focused on my new
Your new
toys.
little doodads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Well, oh, sorry.
You're good.
Why? Oh, fuck. Why? Hello. Are you selling any swords by any chance?
Swords. I mean, alas, we have. He kind of opens his arms, and he looks out the wall behind him. You've seen an assortment of a bunch of different swords and weapons on the wall. And he nods and says, "Yeah, we have all the different types of swords. I mean, I think you could think of. I like to think of myself as the best swordsmith in all of this land. But tell me, what kind are you looking for?"
A long sword by any chance?
He'd slowly nod his head and look around a bit, curious at the wall. The woman would just be kind of staring at you three blankly, her eyes just kind of scanning you without saying anything. She kind of like clung to the side of the wall, and she definitely seemed a little off and odd as she was watching you three. And after a minute of looking around, he grabs from about like the middle of the wall. It's about a slightly shorter than average longsword, by like an inch or two, but it's very much shining, and it looks very much like it was a well-made sword that was recently like done, at least in the last like a week or so, by how like well maintained the blade still looks, and doesn't look like it has any dust or anything on it. And he'd walk up and he'd hold it out towards you. He's like, "Well, I have this. This would probably cost you about 150, 175 ruskets about."
All right. Mind if I inspect it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I just do like
I'll give you the roll really quick.
Okay.
I'll do insight. Seems like kind of how he said, a really well-made longsword. Probably about as good as you're gonna get for like a normal longsword.
All right. It looks good. You said 150 to 175.
Yeah, for 150 if you're gonna buy it off me.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. And he'd hold out the sword towards you, and then like his other hand was open expectantly for the ruskets from you.
Yeah, I'll just hand him the ruskets.
Okay. He'd hand you the sword with a smile, and after that, you notice that the woman who was like clinging to the wall, she kind of like slowly walked up towards you, and she was looking you over a bit, confused and fascinated. And one of her hands reaches out, Vereen, and she ends up grabbing onto the side of your coat and gives it a little tug. And like, a soft little, she's like, excuse me, I noticed you were here shopping at my Thorn, and I was wondering, were you by chance maybe looking for potions or something of the like? And you kind of saw a little bit of a crooked grin on her lips as she said it, and she'd kind of lift up her little gown she was in, lifting up her arm, and almost like those like back alley like dealers that have all the really sketchy stuff under her arm in the cloth. There was a bunch of bottles that were held by little small metal hoops that she had on her person.
Why, yes, I am looking for a healing potion.
Ah, a healing potion. Okay. You'd see her look around for a second, muttering to herself and talking. A lot of really weird phrases being uttered. She seems really off as she's like twitching a bit and looking against herself. And after a few moments of fumbling, she pulls out like, a reddish. It's like a soft red potion, and she's holding it out to you. And she's like, "Here, this should be a healing potion. Tell you what." The elf lady kind of smile at you, a bit of a crooked grin as she looks a bit unsure of herself before she doubles down. You can just take this. I saw you guys over at the board when you were at the town hall earlier. Just make sure after you do that, if you can, I actually want you to see if you can bring me back if you can actually give me the heart from the beast you're going after.
Well, I would have to talk to my compatriots about it, but I'm sure there wouldn't be any problem about that.
Well, keep in mind, yes, yes. And she looked a little like off, smiling and trying to like avoid the conversation with Ivor as she kind of like quickly threw her hand in a bit of like a rushed wave, and she slipped out of the building after handing you the potion and just like wandered off down the street, muttering to herself.
She never told me where to look for her.
Oh, guess what the fun.
uh, would I know the shop owner's name? I don't
She
think I would
called
know.
him Thorn earlier. She was
Okay.
talking.
Excuse me, Forn. Do you know where I'd be able to find her? Once I get the heart.
Old old crazy over there. Yeah, she's in charge of the alchemist shop. She's actually strangely enough, one of the better alchemists in town.
Right. Thank you.
He'd nod to you before like wandering back over to his forge, and you'd see him like going over towards the bellows, throwing some coals into the forge and getting ready. It looked like to start like making something as he kind of didn't really bother to ask the other two if they needed anything.
That's mean.
You know, he's mean. He wants to make a weapon. He's a gamer. So are you three then heading towards the front gate?
Yeah, I'd be going to whatever the normal location is that we're supposed to be going to.
So let me grab what I'm looking for. So did you get your weapon in, Lucas, or do you need me to put it
I'm
in
doing
for
that
you?
right now.
Okay, I can actually just make you the item and drop it in. You're doing longsword because I have like a thing.
Oh, okay.
You said it was just a longsword, right?
Right.
Okay. Uno momento, por favor, people. I have to give him his longsword. There you go.
Sorry.
It's your longsword. You're good. There's your longsword. You're a fucking gamer. You're armored of a gill. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
So you guys would end up finding yourselves at. I'm just gonna use this basic map for now, but It's gonna be for after the fact of when you leave. So you guys all make your way over to the gate, and for magical Mr. Maximilian II, Isaac, you didn't really have any trouble since you've had a few times like walking by and talking to the stable people. They knew you at this point. And if all the help you've done around town, if your small deeds of slowly like getting meat and like hides for people, you don't have like a huge notoriety, but like you're definitely a recognized face for like some of the common people around town enough for them to like at least recognize you as that fox guy. And they were
Yeah,
pretty
that's me.
willing to give it to you, and they ended up telling you just to pay him after for it.
All
So
right.
you ended up being given the cart and ended up being given a donkey. It seemed like a pretty not necessarily ill-tempered donkey, but definitely didn't seem the most interesting in hauling the cart. But after a bit of nudging, you got it to get going over towards the gate, and it was
You,
waiting expectantly.
you know what they say. You show me a pleasant donkey, I'll show you a thing that's actually a fey in disguise.
And as the rest of you would make your way over to the two, you'd see them happily waiting, I guess, at the gate, probably talking, him still reassuring Maximilian II that he'd be fine. And it's probably the 40th time at this point in the last few hours that he's had to say it to him, maybe answered a question about it. But you guys would find the two talking to each other.
Like, yeah, look at the donkey. It's positively enthused to be here, as donkeys go.
Oh, okay.
So, Magical McCoy, I have something for you that I think might help. So, I pull out of my pouch the statuette of the fox that looks to have a little red diaper on it currently, and I hand it over and I say, "Now take this whenever you're feeling nervous or afraid or anything. If you just kind of give it a little squeeze." And as he squeezes it, I'll squeeze it for him. It speaks and it says, "You got this. You are amazing." And it's kind of like one of those little posters of like the cat hang in there or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you stroke on this diaper a little bit, the fox is gonna, and it's amazing what this fox looks like. It was just the best find, and as I start messing with the little diaper on the fox, it starts emitting a 5 foot square a wonderful smell of lavender that's calming and relaxing. And I hand this little lavender smelling you got this statue over to him, and I hope this helps you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I should be insulted or asking for royalties.
Mr. Maximilian, I noticed you didn't have a weapon, so why don't I just give you my mace just to
Oh,
protect yourself?
no. I have my cane, but I'll be in the back. I have like a magician's cane type thing. It's technically a quarterstaff.
Okay.
And it's a really long, like nice, elaborate looking slab of wood that's painted like black with like a little bit of like a white tip at the end.
Yeah, it's with like a
It
little
looks like a
gem on
giant. It
top.
looks like a giant magician's wand with a little like cheesy gem on top.
Isaac,
Yes.
I made a deal.
Thank you though for the offer.
Of course, of course. Isaac, I made a deal with the alchemist. For if we give her, she gave us a health potion, but all we have to do in return is give her the turtle's heart. Is that okay with you?
Heart, huh? Yeah, I don't think... The poster definitely... I'm looking at the poster that I, like, tore off the wall. It's like, yeah, I don't say anything about the heart. It's not really good for cooking anyways. Yeah, those alchemists always want weird stuff. Sure, yeah, we'll give it our best shot getting it out. It's a little hard to get out of a normal animal. Not sure about a turtle. Isaac will be kind of contemplating it as he walks by.
Alright, give me a second, sorry.
So how are you guys probably gonna load up in the little cart? You're gonna like get in it? Is just one of you gonna pull? Also, Night Owl, you would have gotten here too, and you'd have probably been waiting, chatting with them. I forgot to say. You'd have been like
Swoop,
chatting with
swoop,
Maximilian
swoop.
and them. Caw, caw.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I guess we'd be chilling. Yeah. I think when Isaac says, I think when Isaac says he might. Do you say that near me? I have a line. Do you say that near me?
Say what?
How it's hard to get a turtle's heart out.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, it might be. I mean, it's hard to get a heart out usually. Not sure about a
Yeah.
turtle.
I think I would like kind of under my breath be like hard for you, but
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Alright,
I
I'm
just think
sorry.
that's our dynamic at this point. But, but
I'm
yeah.
back. My sister
Yeah.
just came into my room and just gave me 20 free slaps
Nice.
for my birthday.
23
Pog.
slaps. Wow, man.
Yeah,
Get fucked up, kid.
I know.
You wrecked.
Dude.
You'll keep the mic on next time.
Gotta hear you get fucked up and go, no, please.
So what did I miss? I'm sorry.
A smug
fine.
comment under Night Owl's breath about how it wouldn't be hard for him to get the heart.
Yeah, we're just fighting with words right now.
It's like low key shit talking Isaac.
Yeah. I don't know where it came from, but it's here.
Isaac just be like, yeah. I heard he had lots of practice on, others.
Oh, cool.
So, how are you guys gonna load up your cart to be pulled by your donkey? And also, who's gonna be in like the front, like maintain keeping it on its course and steering it?
Hmm.
Shoddy middle.
I would probably try to pass the reins off to Max.
Okay.
Like shaking while holding it.
Use your statue.
And I like press the thing, so it's like, you can do it. You can do it. Ah! I calm down a tiny bit. And then I like my hands are still shaking, so what I do is I like sit down and I conjure two mage hands and I hold the reins with mage hands instead of me holding it.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, why not? Sounds good. So you're holding the reins on. I'm gonna think on the inner right end. You have Lady Dravanis in the middle, next to you in the front. Is it just you two up in the front, and everyone else loading up in the back of the wagon, or is Night Owl gonna fly, or is he gonna get in the cart too?
How big is this cart?
I mean, it's
I
big
think
enough to haul that turtle, but it's kind of like a typical, like like the Skyrim opening cinematic cart.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, it's like that.
I'd be flying kind of nearby, and I'd be kind of checking around the area for
You're not gonna load
any
up in the cart with them.
possible
Okay.
danger. Yeah, any possible dangers.
Are you gonna let them know that, or are you just gonna quietly, without saying anything, end up like flying while they're carting on their way out?
I don't think I would have the communication skills to be like, this is what I'm doing. I would
You're
just
just
probably
doing it.
go and do it, and then
Yeah.
they would have to just kind of figure it out.
Okay.
He
You think.
must have heard of mice somewhere.
Wow. Fucking suck, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I can't blame him. He's enormous. He must have to eat hundreds a day.
so then just Thatcher and Isaac are gonna be in the back with like the little bit of supplies I guess you'd have on you, like sitting in the back with it.
No, I wouldn't be getting in the cart. I'd probably be
Oh.
walking ahead of
He's
it.
gonna walk next to it. Okay. Thatcher, are you getting in it? Or are you gonna walk?
Is it an open top cart? What's
It's
that
kind
cart?
of just like the Skyrim opening cart, so it's like the back where you'd be able to sit, and it's being steered by Maximilian with his mage hands holding the reins. hopefully bring the donkey in the right direction. With Lady Javanis with him in the front.
I'd go sit next to Maximilian.
You gonna sit on the side? Okay.
Yeah.
Verena, are you gonna sit in the back or are you gonna walk to like your boy Isaac?
I'll probably just sit in the back.
Yeah, he's gonna lounge,
Yeah.
relax a bit.
Mm.
Nice. The gamer. Okay. So give me 1 second. So as you guys start on your way, it's a pretty slow journey as like you're walking through. You definitely follow what you were told, and I'm gonna have just to see. Let me go back. Just to see how steady of a journey it's gonna be. I'm gonna have the wonderful Maximilian do what the fuck do I consider steering a fucking donkey as on attack?
Animal handling.
And the won't show. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me do that. I think I have to open up a
Oh,
sheet to roll
animal
for it.
handling? Dang. Technically, he's doing it with magic.
Yeah, but it's still.
Animal.
It should
Yes.
actually be like harder for me to do with the mage hand than it should for me to.
Want to roll at disadvantage? Huh? You want a game? You can game.
You want a game, dude?
You want a game right now? I can make it a blind roll and not tell you.
Hit me with like what's my normal bonus?
1d20 plus wisdom, so it'd be +3.
All right, just do a straight 1d20.
You got it, because it's definitely a bit of an interesting situation.
Not bad. Hey.
It's a little rocky and it's a little off. Like Verena in the back, you definitely be getting tossed around a little bit. And there'd be some like sharp, like sudden like stops, or like little random jostles to the left or the right as he's kind of like being the jittery, but trying to focus his magic on keeping the mage hand going. But you guys definitely have a you have a pretty uneventful trip in the cart.
Your mic's messing up.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah.
Try again.
Test. Okay.
There you go.
So as you're going on the cart you guys in the cart seem to have a pretty relaxed, easy time adventure going through in it and getting driven there. But for Night Owl and Isaac, I'm gonna give you both a different little perception roll.
Yay.
See what you find.
Yeah.
Bird perception and we
There you go.
together. The
Is
homies.
it together or against each other? Dun, dun,
I mean, if
dun.
one of you finds something, the other one
Oh.
doesn't.
Oh, we're doing just perception? Okay.
Yeah.
It'd
Or
be
we
funny if
both
you guys.
see it.
Be funny if you get the same roll.
That
Oh,
would be quite funny.
wait, that was kind of close though.
It
You
was.
got an 18 and a 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because I'm a bird. Sorry.
And he's flying.
And I'm
He's
flying.
So as you're flying around Night Owl, you notice, because you guys mostly traveled along this forest pathway for like probably about like 20-30 minutes out of town. It was a very slow, quiet ride. You're on the main road, so it doesn't seem like there's only anything bad going on. And you would have at least been mostly comfortable. Same for you guys, because you guys are going along that. This is a pretty well-traveled route. There's no real worry of bandits or anything this close to a city, especially with how good of a ship the Burning Sails, I think their name. Double check. The total. The chart of how well of a time the chart tend to keep the place and how well they get to keep order around the city. So you're not only too worried as you're going by, but you definitely would start to notice the moisture in the air, and it definitely seemed more humid as you guys were slowly going towards the coast, Isaac. And you could feel like you saw like the drop in the sky is a little darker even for midday. It was a bit of like a looming darkness around the coast, a little bit forward to the north, probably about like a mile up ahead. You'd start to notice it. And night owls, you were flying, the thing you would kind of notice that he wasn't quite able to see from like walking along with your bird's eye view is there was a really large storm brewing up ahead that was kind of circulating around one small little cove, little island, like inlet. It was like a little inlet in the side of the land, a little cove, and there was just a storm sparking and lightning, small lightning strikes, and it was just swirling in a storm cloud there.
All right. I would swoop back down and then just tell Isaac real quick what I see. And then like hopefully he relays it to the rest of the. Yeah.
Yeah, I would turn back to the rest of the group and say, it seems like we have some inclement weather coming up. I'd just get ready for a little rain. But we're continuing on.
Yeah.
So are
And
you
then
guys?
I'm gonna fly, but like lower, so I don't get like, you know.
Maximilian loses concentration on his mage hands for a bit, so the cart like swerves a bit, then he like realizes it.
Yeah, maybe like as he's sitting there, like a strike of lightning would come out. Maybe he'd get a little scared.
Nope. Who left?
Oh,
I got
Oh.
really scared.
yeah.
You're scared.
It's connected. Cool. On Discord. So as you guys are going along on your way there, you maybe could choose to stop as you're very slowly approaching, or you could choose to keep on going. But you keep on making your way about another 10 to 15 slow minutes. The donkey is slowing down. You'd notice Maximilian and like Dravanis and Thatcher in the front. It seems really unwilling to keep moving forward as you guys are on the edge of this cove. And up above you now would all see very clearly now that there was the looming dark clouds for like a normal midday. The sun was out everywhere else besides around this little neck of the coast. It is a very dark, dreary skyline that was encapsulating this area and surrounding it. And
Is have I been at her? Has Isaac been at her before? And was it like this?
so
If
it was a pretty normal area of the coast. This was actually like a pretty popular fishing spot before. So it being like this is something new, and it's definitely likely due to new friend who's here. And
Your mic.
is that better?
Yep.
It's likely due to the new friend who's there in the area that's rumored. The turtle you're in search of, especially with hearing about the storm and the ability to control lightning and stuff like that. That maybe it'd be his best guess, because besides that, it looks like a pretty normal coast right now. As like you're looking
I'll
around, nothing else is sticking out.
return to Max. It's like, thanks, Max. Well, I'll get it from here, and I'll start leading the donkey and the cart a little bit off the path, and maybe get it something you can eat out of the rations to calm it down. And then I'll turn back to the group and say, we'll tie our new friend up here and hide the cart as best we can. It looks like it's a little too spooked to continue on.
Sounds like a plan.
While he's doing that, could I try and see quickly if there's maybe like any insects, bugs, worms, or lizards around that I could possibly try and just kill real quick?
Yeah, you can look around. I'll give you a perception check to look around and see what you'd find. I can take you over to right along it if you give me a quick second.
Wait, we're
And-
going there? No.
Well, yeah, of course. Look, you saw the posters like everyone else did, and you saw that the turtle may have some limited lightning powers.
That's limited?
Limited to this geography, yes. Look on the bright side, it's not causing it to storm over the entire continent. This is very manageable.
Oh. It makes me feel so much better.
Maximilian, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, you see that big owl right there? Do you
Yeah.
think anything can take him down?
I don't know.
I'm. What was that?
Anything else going on or being talked about through the party during this, or not really? Just a check.
No, I'm just being like a scaredy cat. Sorry, by the way.
No,
We
you're
got-
fine. It's your
We
character.
gotta get through this a bit until I get some confidence.
You gotta get a battle under your belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's my first time fighting, so
you should just throw him in the front lines.
I also have like very little ways of defending myself.
I
Hey,
could probably
Great.
physically throw him.
Hey, I did try to-
Thanks. You're making things so much better here.
If you
Hey, I
needed a
tried
real
giving you-
boost.
Oh, actually, I have a
or-
question. Has
What?
Viren taken off their hood at all during all this?
No.
No, leaving the hood on.
Yep. Definitely not gonna take it off now since it's gonna rain.
Well, I just thought maybe like once they're out of town, but okay. I'll keep an eye out for that. And our dragon still hasn't flown.
Well, she said it was an infinite thing.
What's that?
She said it was an infinite thing.
Ah, okay.
That was to fly with somebody else, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just fair. Oh, worries, you should have taken that weapon I was trying to give you.
Oh, I know. I should have, but
Yeah, it's not your character.
Isaac will be looking out for any signs of the turtle as they continue on.
So you guys are going into the code then a little harder this time.
Yeah, after tying up the mule or donkey or whatever we have and hiding the cart.
Sounds
cool.
good.
Question mark.
Was I successful in finding some like lizards to kill or bugs?
Oh
Or
yeah, I forgot to do your roll. Let me do it.
worms?
Let me do your roll for you. It's there.
Okay.
Trying to fucking do a fucking serpent shrine caverns and fucking fish out the boss. Let's do let's do like a survival check to see if you find them. You managed to find a few like dying worms that are very small and scraggly. And like a small little bug or two, one of them looking like a stink bug.
I'm gonna scoop the worms up.
Scoop the worms? Sounds good.
Scooping the worms.
Yeah, I scoop a few like wriggling small like dying worms and like as like you guys are slowly walking in towards the very humid like a warm cove as you're slowly walking in. And as you are walking in, it's like a low constant grumble of thunder. If you're looking up, you'd see like the constant slow rotating of the clouds and the slow spin, kind of similar to a storm when there's like a water spout slowly forming, you know, like the heart of a storm. But it doesn't seem like it's violent or anything, or it's even calmer usually when the heart of a storm, as it's like just a small area around you. It doesn't seem like there's anything too out of place as you're walking by. There's small little crabs and like little rats and like marmots running by and little small like little baby creatures that are just running by and scurrying by and kind of hiding and like digging their way into the ground and trying to just like get away from being outside right now as you guys are slowly wandering into the cove.
At the foot of the cove, I'd like to cast my fishing rod with the worms attached into the water in attempts
Okay.
to catch something, and I'm going to DM you what I'm trying to catch.
New York.
Interesting time to be fishing.
Interesting time. Okay. So are you gonna be fishing? Can you like move your avatar trend where you want to fish?
Yeah, sure. So let's see. Oh, this looks like a nice spot.
Yeah.
Let me not
Or
fall
are
off
you
though.
gonna follow after her? She's going off toward the little edge of the cliff to swim, or are you wandering off on your own? How are you guys reacting as you're
I'd probably Isaac would probably approach the edge of the cliff and wonder
okay?
what the hell's going on.
Okay. So, did anyone want to attempt to make a perception check for anything while you're in here and she's starting to set up her fishing, or
I'm staying very, very, very far back.
on the back? Okay.
I can check. Or
Okay. Do a perception check. By the way, Night Owl, I assume you're not up in the sky anymore right now, especially being in the heart of like a little like windy storm, I'd assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't be up in the sky
Uh,
anymore. Yeah, I think I would probably.
Oh.
Uh, oh, perception.
Perception
Okay.
checks. You can roll one if you want to. And Thatcher, if
Can
you're
I
able
just
to
keep my
go.
perception from before?
No.
Oh man. All
Don't
right.
get to like scam the same perception. Okay, Thatcher
What
don't
my
see much. He's just fascinated probably by the wildlife.
Yeah.
Chasing
eyes?
after like a rat or something.
All right. Normal. All right. Turns out it was the exact same one, anyways.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll probably go up to this tree.
Kinda hanging out that way around there, kinda.
Mhm.
With that, so you just kinda wandered off that way to be clear, and then
Yeah.
Maximilian just kinda hang out in the back on like the edge of the cove, not really wanting to go too far in.
Yeah, I'm ready to leave.
Are you afraid of thunder and lightning?
I'm afraid of scary monster things. There's like a very crazy storm here, and it is not exciting.
Do you need a thunder buddy?
Probably, yeah.
Fuck you, thunder! You can suck my dick.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do whatchamacallit, Bohemian Rhapsody, with Thunder and Lightning, very, very frightening.
Oh yeah. I was thinking Ted. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I guess we'll start with Thatcher. So Thatcher, you're kind of wandering on your way. You don't really notice much. Maybe like some more shiny shells caught your eye, or like a small little like animal you hadn't seen before, and you kind of just wandered off after, not really like thinking too much, enjoying the atmosphere and exploring around.
Yeah.
And you find your way over to like a small little area of the coast. You probably kind of picked up on it. Seemed like you wandered away from everyone, but you didn't really feel too worried right now, at least, because you were just kind of looking around and nothing seemed too out of place currently. You started to feel a bit of like low rumbles of the ground as you're slowly going a bit more towards the north. And you definitely saw some like shots of lightning going in that direction. It's definitely very possible you'd be drawn in the direction of them, but
Yeah.
there's
If
definitely lightning going off in that direction, a bit of a centralized location.
would I have any understanding of if the lightning is natural or if it's from some other source?
From what you could tell, it just seemed like lightning in a storm right now.
Okay.
You weren't really so sure of what it was coming from. Um, for Isaac, you would definitely notice. You'd probably notice by now that your rabbit friend wandered off, and everyone else seemed pretty accounted for. Even Maximilian cowering in the back. And you'd maybe be a little concerned, but you at least know everyone else was like where you could see them currently within like vision shot. Even Night Owl, like the edge of your vision, with his giant body just hanging out near like the edge of the cliff, kind of looking around for clues.
Would I also notice the lightning?
You would be able to like hear the loud crack of the lightning. You wouldn't see it, but you could hear it like in that direction, like out in front of you. Just
Uh,
the loud little boom of lightning. Or thunder.
no, noticing that the group had kind of organically split itself immediately, Isaac would go to whistle to get everyone's attention, and kind of motion towards the sounds of where all the lightning is cracking, and wave everybody over.
So
Where was that, by the way?
it
Like,
was like
It's like up here.
I can do like a marker. It's like around like this
Oh, sick.
area.
Okay.
Around in that direction. So Night Owl, you would have seen everything clear as day from like your open little like spot near like a giant little tree that was like
Mhm.
somehow growing in this small little cove. You weren't really quite sure why there was like a little lone tree standing here that was kind of young, but it gave you a nice little vantage point when you were looking around there and you were able to see the lightning going off. And
Mhm.
you could even like see like the small little like rumbles of like you could actually physically see small little rumbles in that direction of like the ground as you were watching and looking.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
you'd see that as you're looking. And then for our fishing guru, I guess, Lady Divanis, fuck it, this is a performance check. You have to prove to me you can fish.
Any nibbles?
You're gonna see.
Any nibbles?
Nibble,
You're
nibble,
gonna
nibble.
see. Let's see if you can find what you're hoping for.
Yo, nibble, nibble.
Nibble, nibble?
Yeah, you catch what you were hoping to catch.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, so like, what kind of tug was it? Was it like a light tug, a medium tug? Like, what are we talking here?
It was a series of really small tugs that was making you worried you might have accidentally snagged it on a rock or something made of a small fish might have, come up, ended up actually immediately eating the worms off of your rod, off of your hook, and then just kind of swimming away with it. But after a few
Stuff.
light tugs, you felt like a really firm, large tug that like kind of cracked a bit of the rod and had you a bit worried. I kind of thought back against it and were like holding your arms back, violently reeling in the thread
Is Vereen
and
next to me?
out. Yeah,
Vereen, I need help! I was just gonna like be over dramatic about it.
you're gonna help, I guess, Verena trying to reel it in.
Yeah, can I also cast guidance on her? Or I guess that wouldn't make any sense. My bad.
You can just try to help if you
You,
want to
you
play
could
stabilizing
help
the
me
road.
guide this fish up the.
Yeah. I'll just assist. Like, do I do like a? Yeah, I don't know.
Grab me by the hips.
Hold it. Hold it.
Yeah.
By the hips. Wow.
So
By the
Johannes,
forehead.
as she's
just-
fighting this creature with Vereen, she looks back at Vereen and says, "Vereen, make sure you don't touch it."
What are you reeling in?
She kind of reels it, right? It's in the air. You kind of see this little creature kind of like wiggling and squiggling, and she's gonna do one of those like over the shoulder like yeets, like so that the line's maybe like 20 to 25 feet out still, and kind of like whoops it around behind them, and it kind of just like plops onto the ground.
Off her England skills. Okay.
What
Are
is
you,
it?
are you gonna tell him what you fished up?
No, not yet. We're not done yet. I'm gonna pull up my bow, cock and arrow, and try and kill it.
And
What
try
is
to
it?
kill it?
What is
Actually, no, I lied. I don't want to do that. That's dumb. I don't know why I would do that. That's dumb. I lied. I want it to be alive.
Okay.
Would she be able to tell what it is by looking at it?
Yeah, very, and you'll be able to notice that it's an eel that your friend was able to hook and pull out, surprisingly. That she's, I guess, dragging on the rod currently, or holding still on the rod as it's wiggling around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reel it a little bit so it's like I can hold it in front of us. Like when you hold it in front of you, and like when the cats jump up to smack the yarn ball, kind of. Like not too
Yeah.
close where the cat could scratch you, but.
Yeah, don't bring it too close.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you finish up your little Bass Pro fishing adventure, you'd hear Isaac calling you guys over, and I'd assume you'd go over towards him to rendezvous with the rest of your group, who's your your fox man himself.
Oh wait, this one's Fox.
And Night Owl will be able to hear the loud whistle because he's definitely pretty aware of his surroundings right now. It's like a very calm.
Yeah,
Besides,
I would also kind of already know what he's whistling about. You
are you
guys are
going
taking.
towards the group or no?
I think I would try to move over, over here.
Does he try to swim over? Want to swim or
Yeah,
fly over?
and I'm gonna fly, definitely fly, and then I'm gonna try to Can I roll stealth to see if how sneaky I am going?
Yeah. Also, but is anyone gonna try to convince Maximilian to come along, or is he just gonna work his courage up to slowly follow him?
I'm gonna hide behind a bush along the way
So you
because
slowly
it is
wiggle.
scary to not be near them as well.
Right.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
very slowly follow from behind and hide in behind bushes and stuff.
That's what Isaac would be counting on. Don't worry about getting Max to follow. Once he realizes he's alone, he'll just go to the rest of the group.
It's worse than fighting.
Yeah, that was out of character. That was my plan.
Okay. Sounds good. So
14 stealth, by the way.
So you'd feel
High button in the
decently
stream.
well hidden and everything. You definitely think it's a little out of place, definitely with your stature and your size, but you feel at least it doesn't seem like anything really noticed you besides the small little rodents and stuff you see running around and scurrying around trying to hide.
Is this
So
in this cove? Is there kind of a cliff side, or is it just straight water? Is it
so you're
plain
kind
water,
of
or is there
walking
a dip?
along this cliff that you guys are on right now. It's like a high cliff and beneath is the crashing of the water and the low ocean water. Probably a 10 to 15 foot drop
Okay, yeah.
around where you're at.
I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I feel like it's probably here. So I'm gonna try to fly along the cliffside, with my stomach, sort of along the cliffside to just kind of
And what kind
um
of parameter?
yeah, because my goal is not to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume since Thatcher had a decent head start on you guys. Thatcher, did you probably wander off in the direction of the thunder towards it?
Yeah, I would have just been wandering in that direction. So
Like
wherever you
probably, I
need
guess
me.
this way probably around.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So you'd be wandering that way, and I'm gonna. Can you roll me a perception check?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go rabbit.
Go rabbit, go rabbit, go rabbit, go.
Oh, guys, all the good rolls are happening now. Uh-oh.
So as you're looking around Thatcher, you followed the lightning, you saw it was slowly stopping around 10 to 15 feet in front of you. And you saw as you were slowly crawling around looking, following the animals, the wildlife. You saw a very large mass that was a greenish blue hue, and it looks like a very slightly shifting mountain, in the middle of the cliffs, just kind of hanging out and sitting there. And as you were looking, you noticed it was some moving land, and I don't know if he'd get excited and try to approach it, not being sure of what it is. If
Yeah, would I recognize this thing?
it just looks like a little giant lumbering mountain right now to you. It's
Okay.
a slightly shifting mountain. And I
So
don't know if he'd try to approach it or if he'd be a little cautious given the
is it
situation.
so it's a moving mountain?
It's a quaking, a very slightly quaking, shifting little mini mountain hill.
I'd probably, in the hope of not dying, because of the Feywild and everything, I'd probably be looking at it from at least a good little distance, probably where I'm at now. I'm assuming I'm 20, 30 feet
Yeah,
or
about
something.
30ish, 20ish, 30ish
Okay.
state. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably stay around where I'm at, just observing this ground that's moving, because I kind of like ground
So
that doesn't walk away.
you three moving together, you'd be able to like make your way over towards Thatcher, and you'd see him kind of just standing there staring at some slowly shifting land in front of you, and none of you were really quite sure what it was. It didn't really look like necessarily what you were looking for in a turtle, but you weren't quite sure what it was, and you didn't know if it was like a weird land anomaly, if it was alive or what.
And can Isaac try to ascertain any more information now that he's relatively to it?
I try to see if you can figure anything else out about it, like that thing specifically in front of him, or just like the area, or
The what he's pretty sure is a creature. Like, is it something? How should I put it? Is it something natural, or is it like a magical being? Is it and like which parts are the creature and which parts are the landscape?
so. From what you can tell looking at it and studying it for a moment as it's slowly rumbling, it seems like the top is a pretty like the tops of the little mountainous little mini like hill are stagnant. They're not really moving besides with the shakes, like the little bushes and like mini bits of wild like plant life on top of it were like moving with like the wind and the current of the storm and like shaking. But it didn't really seem to be moving. And like the lower half of it was slowly shifting back and forth and side to side a bit, kind of like steadily like rocking a bit.
How big is it?
It's about let me get paint. So I can like get about how big I'm thinking. It's probably about like that by that. So it's probably about like 10, like 15 feet long and like 6 feet wide.
Ah, okay, good, good, good.
It's definitely pretty sizable. It's pretty big. It's
Oh,
something that
I was worried you're gonna say like 30 by 40 feet or something.
no,
Yeah, like
it's not that huge.
gargantuan or something.
It's not that huge.
Yeah.
It's not that huge.
That's
I'll
that's still
It's
pretty big
big.
though.
It's,
That's
it's
still pretty big
big,
though.
but it's not like
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna stomp your head in
it's a dragon.
gargantuan.
I'll turn to the three of the group, and looking back at Max just to see he's still following, and be like, ah, yeah, well, it's a big mother, but it's not the largest thing I've seen out here in the wilds. I think we can take it.
What's the plan?
Take what?
Well, you see that hill, that small hill out there that's moving, and lightning strike it and such. I think that's our turtle.
Oh, I see.
I'm just doing this for you, Gumbo. See what you found while looking around.
Ouch.
So when you were looking, you didn't really seem to notice much, except you saw like as like you were slowly traveling along the cliff that you saw the rest of your party was kind of gathered up and just stopped, just like watching at something.
Mm. All right, cool.
Um,
I think I would move around here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not really gonna go and you're still on your own little angle vidangle.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably why I can't see it that well because I'm flying along a cliffside.
Yeah. So you're just
Yeah.
like flying along it, listening.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, I'll nod to everybody and just kind of be like, all right, get ready, and I'll drop my bow and arrow out and kind of get ready to take aim at the turtle,
I'd like
Okay.
Hope,
to,
hoping to surprise it.
I'd like to cast my fishing rod with my electric eel still attached to it towards the figure, the maximum possible distance that I can.
10 feet.
One second.
in an attempt to lure it closer for his shot.
That's so funny.
Probably his favorite food. Let's be real here.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking.
That's just leave.
That's
Just leave.
I'll give you plus 1 point.
Plus 1 point to everything.
Snooky.
So you're trying to throw the eel at it.
No, I'm
And
trying
what
to
was that
just
they're gonna
cast
do?
my fishing rod in its direction, the maximum possible distance.
Hopefully it like lures it. It's the goal.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a... I'm gonna do...
Varian, you might want to take a step back, hon.
Oh.
This could get pretty crazy.
It smacks against the back of his head.
I
God,
guess
dexterity? That's my lowest stat, Trev.
Let's go.
Wait, don't you use a bow?
It's a fishing rod.
Oh,
Wait, you don't use a bow? You use a fishing rod as a weapon?
No, I bought a fishing rod.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, I caught the fish. I can't take it off. It's electric. It's gonna shock me.
Yeah.
You manage to reel up, like, get your rod ready, and then snap it forward, and you fling the eel in the direction of what you guys assume is your large target at this point. And as it goes in the direction of it, you'd feel like the air start to, like, stiffen up and the hair on the back of your neck and your hair start to, like, slowly stand up. Almost like static electricity was filling the air. And as it flies around to like right about like, so you're throwing it right at, so you try to throw it just like right behind it, right on top of it. I don't like what like where you were aiming. So you were aiming to throw it at it.
Yeah, like
but
directly like at it, like in it,
where
like
it's like
straight in
at it,
front of it.
trying to like, okay.
Yeah, just as far as I can. Like obviously it's probably not gonna reach, but just as far as I can.
So as a let's see
How long are fishing rods?
So you like a 30-foot cast.
How long? Well, it depends on the reel, right? I don't know. I didn't ask the size.
Yeah.
I just asked the condition. So to be fair.
So it's probably gonna cast out about like 20-25 feet in front of you.
Okay.
So as you're casting it out, like I said, you guys see like the hair collectively on like your neck stand up. You feel a little uneasy, and as you're watching the mountain and like allow a little like burst of like air, almost it almost sounds like something like quickly like flying by. You see the mountain like rotate sharply, and a large grass and moss covered turtle face snapped in the direction of it, like looking like in that direction as it like sensed it, and it opened its giant mouth slowly. It's like probably about like 3 feet wide, like 4 feet like up and down like its giant mouth. And as it opens it, you see a small little like blue glow, and it lets out a bit of like the closest thing that kind of makes like a turtle is just like roaring that a turtle could manage. And when it does, you see a slow from under it. The ground starts to like almost slightly like a bubble, and then like a little shockwave. It flies out, and when this happens, the eel you sent out ended up getting basically. I'm trying to think how to describe it. Because it is an electric eel. It's a giant like overload of electricity, basically like in the area around it, shocking out in a little ring around it as like the ground like pulses. And the eel kind of gets electrocuted to death and charred like a brownish black color from the light blue that the eel was before.
I'd like to
And
reel it in a tiny bit. Make
yeah,
it
you
work for it.
can. Now the creature's just kind of staring like in your guys' general direction, not sure what it is. Like it just knew that something was thrown in its direction. And Gumball, as you were flying along the cliff face, you would have definitely felt like the ground rumble like near you, and the little pulse, and you would have felt like all of your feathers standing on end as you were getting closer.
Yeah, I think I would probably. Yeah, I'd stay right here then.
Are you gonna try to
Maybe
climb up and look, or are you gonna like stay like hidden on the cliff face?
I'm gonna stay hidden on cliff face, but I'm gonna take a quick. But
You
basically like
can,
I could see above it.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
your
like my
eyes
eyes
are
are
like,
like ground level. Yeah, you get
yeah.
it.
Say,
Maximilian furiously rubs the diaper of the Isaac statue.
are you still all the way back there where I see you on the map
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now?
but I heard that and I furiously rubbed the diaper.
Diaper,
Does Night
diaper,
Owl,
diaper.
Owl notice my my burnt delicious eel being tugged back?
I don't think he will be able to see
I
it from. I mean,
yeah. You know what? Would I be able to smell it?
Yeah.
Like, do birds smell like that? I don't know.
you could smell some very like
Might make me hungry.
charred meat
I'm
in
just
the
worried he's gonna try
air.
and steal it. That's all.
You could smell some charred meat in the air, definitely. Of like, but it smelled like something was like burnt, like almost like burnt popcorn times like two. It did not smell good. It smelled like someone just left something on for too
Oh,
long.
dang, that's tough.
Probably got that ozone smell going too.
Yeah, it
Not a
doesn't.
not a great cook. Got it.
Yeah,
I heard,
he's not a
I heard.
Michelin 5-star chef.
Yeah.
So
Is the turtle's head like visible now?
yeah, like it's looking around your guys' direction. Like its jaw like size is like 3 to 3.5 feet long and like 4 feet wide when it opened it up. So it's probably about like its head wise is probably about like 5 feet like up and down, like 5 feet left to right. Like when it's closed and just looking around, it's like eyes are like giant, like covered in like rocks and like earth and like dirt slowly like falling down as it opened them slowly and just looking around at the surroundings.
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I would wait for it to turn away from our direction and then just shoot it in the softest looking place I could find. So probably an eye or a mouth or a neck or something.
Are we in initiative yet?
So not yet. So this would
Okay.
be like so it's the window where you could attempt to get an attack before it really does anything towards you guys.
Okay.
So
Well,
you're gonna wait for it to turn around and then try to shoot an arrow at it, Isaac. Are you
Yeah,
gonna be
just so it
saying
doesn't.
anything
So
to?
when I cut, I would wait to come out of whatever cover I'm in and kind of raise up a bit and draw my bow. I imagine everyone would see that.
Yeah. Okay. Are
I might be a little too far away. But
any of you ever three near him like trying to prepare anything or?
yeah, I would. As soon as I realize that it's a living creature and the creature we're after, I would cast Fairy Fire on it and
You cast
basically
Fairy?
glitter bomb it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait,
So
doesn't
we
it need
all-
to do a saving throw?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
saving
what?
throw on it.
Yeah, DC 14 Dex.
So you want to do glitter bomb? He wants to do an attack. Lady Dravanis, are you going to be doing any sort of ranged attack attempt as well? Or
Oh
no?
yeah, my attack is to is mental damage. I'm just gonna try and keep reeling in the eel so that he can't get it.
If I'm going to be honest, I don't think he really cares about your eel right now. As you're
Lady Dravanis thinks he cares.
okay.
So
That's
I'm
what
gonna,
matters.
since I can, since Isaac's is right next to me, I'll clearly be able to see that he's arcing
Yeah.
his bow. So I'm gonna cast Chill Touch.
Chill touch. Okay. So, as the turtle slowly turns around, um,
Can I do something too? As they're kind of like.
I don't know if you'd really notice that your boys are trying to attack from where you're at because of how far it is.
I
Maybe if it
don't
Oh,
was
so he
like,
really.
wouldn't notice. So he hasn't seen them yet.
Yeah, you haven't really like, seen yours because they're like 50-ish feet away, 60-ish feet away. You might have seen them earlier, but you definitely
Okay.
wouldn't see them from where you're at hanging around because like
60.
you can see like him like 30 feet away,
Yeah.
but
So
you wouldn't
what I
really
would
see
just do
anything
is
happening yet.
I would try to fly higher.
You kind of
'Cause
fly up above them.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would just go like um probably like 15 feet above the ground. Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you gonna go over to like to move before? Like are you walking
Uh
towards
yeah, so I think I would try to go like over here and then go
them?
up because he's probably gonna look at them. So I'm gonna try to like swoop.
So you see he's like looking in a direction, you're not sure what, so he's gonna fly up in the air right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait for them to strike and then I will also do that.
And if I remember right, just for clarity, it's me just double checking. Attacks of opportunity for me, don't they have like advantage or whatever if I remember?
Oh, fairy fire?
Attacks
Or
of
just like general
opportunity
attacks.
or attacks
Or
of
like attacks before combat, I mean.
surprise
Surprise
attack,
round.
Surprise
Oh,
attack, yeah.
If you're, but he sees us, so it's totally your call if he would.
Okay.
yeah, be surprised. Is he surprised?
Yeah, you'd be looking
Yeah.
for hidden
Does he view us
attackers
even as a
for
threat?
advantage.
That's the real question.
So I'd say it'd be like looking at you guys. Okay. So Thatcher, I'm gonna let you do your act first.
Okay.
And then we're gonna start the little initial bits. So you're doing your fairy fire,
Yeah,
and he has to roll a DC save of 14.
Ooh,
Yes, deck save.
let's go, Thatcher. Let's go. Oh!
Hot dog. He's been glitter bombed. Everyone gets advantage.
Yeah, he's so. What kind of color is your glitter bomb? You kind of lob over at this giant.
Oh, definitely a bright purple.
That's like a bright purple explosion in his face.
Mm-hmm.
So Turtle definitely let a really loud, angry, like scream. It's like just like yelling that out as it's frustrated and confused by the sudden explosion of color in its face and like over its shell, and it definitely now be like glaring at like in the direction of pointing at Thatcher. Is that it's happening? And for your character, Horace, did you want me to include you in the initial initiative, or did you want to be out of combat for like the first little phase of it going on?
I want to be out of
Okay.
combat for the first phase.
But I wanted to check before.
I don't even know if there's much I can do based on this at the moment, but for now, yeah, I don't. It's like 100 feet away, and you guys are 60 feet away from me, so it's a bit far.
It's gonna go through and roll people's initiatives really quick
Lady
because it's just
Javanis is
pretty
excited by
different.
the roar, thinking that the turtle's extra hungry.
Okay, you're on 8.
Because that's how she
I'm
sounds
just
when
rolling
she's hungry.
people's things I go through. I don't got an 18.
Let's go.
Thatcher got a 15. Vern got a 5. Turtle got an 18. Isaac got
Jesus.
a
Oh,
23. Oh
no.
my god. Okay.
Let's go.
Oh my god. The
Good
man
job,
is on
Isaac.
point.
Okay. So if you want, Isaac, you're first. Let me begin combat. What do you want to do as your
All
first
right.
action? You're gonna be shooting your bow?
Yep, I will be shooting my bow, and let's see. Yeah, I don't think I can ready, even if it's a free action. So, yeah, I'll just be shooting my bow and then passing turn. So let me find that.
Yep.
Where did my bow go? There it is.
Roll for attack. Should be able to just roll if I'm right. Sometimes it doesn't let you let me
Am
know.
I? Did it see me or am I an unseen attacker?
You're
Oh, I guess
currently an
it doesn't
unseen
matter 'cause I'll get
attacker.
advantage anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
have advantage no matter what because of glitter bomb. So you hit.
nice.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you shoot your arrow, the creature lets out a bit of like a low yelp of pain, roaring as you shoot it. And it kind of like stomps, moving its feet in like confusion, staring both in the direction of Thatcher and then over at Isaac out of like frustration because he just saw. I'd say your arrow ended up probably landing at like, if you're kind of looking at the reference picture, so obviously a little smaller than that one, but probably around like its front little legish paw. And that you hit it around like in one of like the few little like areas between like the rocks, like it hit it actually in the flesh, and it managed to like stick in. And the
Oh,
turtle's like glaring like death daggers at Isaac right now as it's like
uh,
roaring.
Isaac, Isaac will be very satisfied in a good hit, and smiling will just go to knock another arrow.
Yeah, she's pepping his next exhale. Okay.
Yep, yep.
Okay, Night Owl, it's your turn.
And
Oh,
I'll shuffle like a little bit to the right
okay.
there, just put a little space between me and the rest of the party.
Sounds good. Okay,
And yeah, and then I'm done.
sounds good. Okay, Night Owl, what are you doing?
All right. How far am I away from this dude?
Think you're about like 20-ish feet. Yeah.
Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay 10 feet above it, take
Fly
out my
down a bit.
halberd. Yeah. Um. Oh well, I said 15 feet because I figured it was really big. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go basically to where I'm 10 feet above it. Um, let's just please. How do I move myself now?
You
Oh,
should
there
still
we
move
go.
yourself with the arrow. So.
Okay, cool. And hit it with my halberd.
Okay.
And then when I hit it with my halberd, I'm gonna fly up another like 10 feet because I was 20 feet of movement. Okay, cool.
Okay. Let's see if you manage to hit with your attack roll. Remember, you do have advantage when you roll it.
Uh, how do I roll the halberd attack?
Should just hit tack and then advantage.
Oh, oh, there we go. Easy peasy.
Hmm.
14. This is a 14.
It does not.
No. All right, that's fine.
So as you try
I'm.
to like swing in that, you barely miss. I guess maybe like the storm winds are jostling you and tossing you around a bit as the turtle's getting angrier, and you kind of miss your mark a bit, going down towards it, and like your spear, like your halberd, kind of smashing into like one of those little rocky spikes,
Yeah.
but you don't actually land
Um.
like a blow on it.
It's okay. It's okay. And then yeah, so I'm just like 10 feet above it, or 20 feet above it now. Yeah.
25 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet on top of his butthole. Okay, cool. Actually, I measure like this because he's like this size. Like, don't worry why I'm measuring you guys. Nothing important.
Oh, I'm worried.
Don't worry. Promise. Nothing to worry about.
Not like it's his turn, no.
Yeah.
So
He just like.
it's Fat Boy's turn now.
Hmm.
So
No,
let me
Bumball just went.
Yeah, he's right after me.
No, I was joking, because you said it's Fat Boy.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Now you're talking smack? All right, Vereen.
Messed up.
Yeah. So
Almost rolled a 20, dude. You saw that? It was right there. What
he
is
wouldn't.
turtle?
Thankfully for Night Owl, he doesn't really take any notice of you flying above him because he doesn't really feel the discomfort whenever any of his spikes or anything get broken off.
Hmm.
And you just manage to smash it. And to him, that's kind of like an itch on your back or something like that.
Dang.
Like
I have a fleet.
he didn't really notice you right this second. But currently his attention is at the little yummy looking animal in front of him who shot him with a bow. Isaac. And Isaac, you see it like rear up its mouth as it lets out like another one of these low, loud screams, similar to what it was doing earlier with the eel that was cast out by Lady Dravanis. And this time, like a small little blue sphere of light is like coming out of its little mouth, and as it kind of like throws its head forward, a little like shot of lightning kind of gets like thrown in your direction, a little like traveling, spinning little ball like in your direction from it, and it's gonna do it. It's gonna be
Oh my gosh. It's
it's
like
gonna be a
40,000 damage.
spell. It's not that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna roll
It's
for its.
Tougher than an eel,
It's only
probably.
20,000 damage.
Probably a little tougher than you.
So does a 15 like hit on you?
Let me check
then-
my. I have 15 armor class.
Doesn't
What
mean
happens if they
AC.
tie again?
DM's discretion.
Wait,
Also,
no, there's a
usually defender
there's
wins.
Usually defender wins. Okay.
Yeah, the defender wins AC exchange. It's the DC that if you hit a DC,
Okay.
yeah, gotcha.
So as the turtle rears up its mouth, and gets right. It's like you see the lightning ball flying at you, Isaac, and like you're noticing it as it's happening. And thankfully, you're kind of able to slightly like throw yourself out of the way of the brunt of the hit. But as it like shatters down in front of you and like an area around you, there is like a bluish light. That's not blue. Give me a blue. Hold on. I said blue, not yellow. I hate programs that don't give me a color I want. Blue? Blue. Okay. So it's like a bluish like ball of lightning being thrown at you by Turtle Man. And
Mhm.
as it's coming at you, you barely manage to kind of sidestep. Like as you sidestep, I'm gonna have you make to see if you're lucky enough to be fine from it. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw? Like what?
Ooh,
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
quick little fox. The quick brown fox jumps over the something something.
Yeah.
Do you know why that sentence is special?
All the letters of the alphabet are in it,
Yeah, buddy.
and also it's about Isaac Morgan.
It's called. What's it called?
Oh no!
It has a name for it.
Jeez.
It's
Oh,
tough.
you really are ever afraid or just confident?
Wait, hang on. Why is that only +4? Oh well.
It should be +7. Shouldn't
That
it?
should be. Yeah, it should be 3 more, so that would be a
Okay, so that's a
9.
9.
You rolled a
Actually,
flat
no, it
dex
should
check
be.
rather than a saving throw, I think.
Oh, you did. That's what it is. Okay, you must quit dex. Okay, so it'd be a 9 there
Well,
then.
I'm doing it through D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Actually, it'd be a 10
It'd be a 10.
because of racial.
Okay, so it'd be a 10. Okay. So as this lightning ball flies at you, a bit of like the electricity and like the force kind of like flies into you, like sliding along, like almost like your calf and your leg, and you would end up taking 2 damage from it as like the shock and the zap hits you as it flies by you. But you don't like
Not the
take like
zap.
the brunt of it, but you'd feel like your leg a little like slightly charred and like burnt up a little bit as this massive little ball of lightning just is like lobbed at you, and then the large creature like slowly like moved its heavy feet towards you guys and like about like this far right now, just like slowly stomping in like your direction. Clearly pretty pissed still at you, and its eyes still set on Travis, especially after he managed to dodge. I mean Isaac. How I said Travis. Isaac, after he managed to dodge the little lightning bolt that shot at him, expecting it to probably end up killing him, but he was fine.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Big stomp, and you guys feel the ground rumble and shaking beneath you as you're moving. Okay,
If it
Thatcher.
was super fast, that'd be so funny.
Hey Thatcher, it's your turn.
All right. Taking out my my smith's tools and a little bit of flint and steel, I cause a small little fire to fly out of everything to fire my firebolt at this bad guy, and does a 23 hit.
That was hit.
All right, and
Sick.
it does.
The fluffy,
Oh!
10
the
damage.
fluffy one has spoken.
Oh!
Damn.
That's
Man,
I couldn't have asked for better on that.
So
I guess the hare beats the tortoise this time, huh?
as you lob your explosion of fire at the tortoise, it lets out like almost squealish scream of pain as you see like some of the vegetation on its face as like right around where it landed your lobbed fire. It starts to like burn and slowly spread like around its head and like towards its back slowly. And like it's like a very very small like forest fire is like quickly spreading across its like skin. It's like the little explosion of flame hits it. And it's very clearly becoming like, a bad situation really quick for us. Where you going? Where you
It's like I'm
going?
out of here, dude.
I am moving right there. My 30
Oh.
back.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's go. No, it's smart,
yeah.
dude.
I got
Your
Remember,
range is
120.
120.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a 120 range, and I don't think he's going to be able to move that fast.
hey, who
Yeah.
DC'd?
Who do we lose?
Wait, who did
It
DC?
was
Cassette.
I guess that
no.
DC.
Oh, the turtle got him.
The
Come back
lightning
to
bolt.
It got his
Lightning.
internet.
Everyone is a robot. True.
Yeah.
Especially Sketty. Look at him.
Hell
Lady
yeah.
Dravana, so what are you gonna do as you watch that bolt of like explosion of lightning fly at and almost hit Isaac, and you
So
see
I'm
the
gonna
fire
grab my
spreading
fishing
on it.
pole, and I'm gonna kind of like do one of those like, like when you're at the gym and you got the ropes, right? You're like one of those, like so like does that loopy thing, and I'm gonna try and do it a couple times to get its attention, like with the burnt eel, to see if it like notices it or not.
Oh my gosh. He's trying to feed it.
How are you spending your action for every turn?
Yeah. I'm just gonna try and do that to see if I can get its attention and maybe entice it to try and take the bait.
He's still going fishing.
It's my
There you go.
inner inner hunter's game instinct.
So as you're doing that and you're waving it around, the turtle in its like anger and frustration kind of like slaps itself in like a little bit of like a protective like spin, trying to currently like get rid of like the fire going on around it. Does like a mini like half spin on the ground, and it ends up like slamming over your flailing eel and just kind of like cutting off the line, and like the eel kind of gets like lost beneath it.
Dang.
I'm gonna start reeling it in.
It's
Whatever's
it's,
left.
it's off the line, but
Yeah, I just want my line back.
yeah, you reel
It
it
was
in.
some quality line, right?
It's pretty cut up, and you have like half of like what you threw out back.
Damn it! She's gonna put the fishing rod out back in her knapsack.
You are such a fucking character, Jesus
You
Christ.
almost got it, man. You almost got it. Next time.
And Varian, you're gonna be doing icy touch, I think you said. Oh, yeah. I think it was what you said that you wanted to do icy touches or chill touch this turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I move up a little bit?
If you want to, you can move before you.
I'll move right there. Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
not. Then use it. Move on. Like there. Sorry. Yeah. Then I'll use chilling touch. And is this with advantage?
You guys still have advantage because of fairy fire.
Yeah.
What I know, yeah.
For the next 10 minutes or something.
Let's go.
Oh, sick.
You have
Dude, these are good rolls.
Whoa.
Dude, this turtle is screwed, man. Wait, isn't chill touch if he's already damaged? You get like more hit?
Toll the Dead.
Oh, my
They
bad.
just can't regain hit points.
yeah. So yeah, the turtle gets fucked up by like your weird little necrotic, like ghostly hand, I guess, like materializing and grabbing onto its mouth and kind of tugging at its jaw and like hurting the turtle as it like lets out a yell. And as this is happening, it in a panic from everything going on, kind of lets out another roar, but for Vereen and Isaac, I'm gonna have you a little fun roll for you. You guys are in front of him and nearby. But I'm gonna send you the roll. Vereen first.
What about Skinny?
At the angle he's going at, it's not gonna hit them. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll see.
Are we doing a cone?
Not a cone. You'll see.
Ooh.
We're talking a lot about turtle shells earlier.
As long as it's not a trapezoid.
So you're gonna get your thing. Let's see how this goes there.
Are they gonna get like? Oh man.
Let's see. Okay. So Isaac, you're definitely gonna get out of the way without a problem. Doreen, you're probably gonna get a little scuffed. But so as this thing roars and kind of a surprise to everyone, it retreats its head and its large limbs into its shell. And then like a sudden propulsion of force. If like you'd feel it around back where you are, Night Owl, it kind of like it's like a little like propulsive burst of air behind it. And then the turtle just kind of like flings itself like a fucking mini like little like booster and like its shell spinning in this direction.
Oh.
It just magleved itself towards us. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it did. And it's gonna end up around like here as it's like flinging itself, and you manage to kind of step out of the actually like, around like here.
Wait, is this on its turn?
No.
It's like a reaction at its current health.
Oh, what the
Nice.
heck? Oh, okay.
I'm doing dynamic combat. Have fun with it.
This
And
is Mario. It's because I
as
stepped
these,
on it, isn't it?
as these are rolling in the direction, what's gonna do? Let me check how much I said.
Oh,
Yeah. So
All right. 14d6.
So I'm gonna roll for Lucas Thrace, and then Isaac, you're gonna take half of whatever I roll for you. For its sudden little burst of like turtle fucking jet propulsion spinning at you guys in a massive spinning mass. Okay. Lucas, you got scuffed by 3.
Alright.
And you got knocked on your ass by like you're prone. You got knocked down. Like you're on your ass right now as it like flung itself at you and like you kinda like managed to throw yourself out of the way. Like you're on your ass right now. And you took 3 as well, Isaac, as the turtle threw itself at you. And since you were thankfully a little bit more able to like stay on your feet, you stumbled, but you were able to like move in 5 feet of your choice here. Like 5 feet in your choice and like go in the directions.
Yeah, I'll definitely be
About-
moving
Yeah.
5 feet south.
Okay. Feel free to move yourself 5 feet south then. And then after this
I
happened,
don't think I can in initiative. Oh, there it goes. Never
there
mind.
you go. Yep. And as this happened, it's your turn.
Can I?
You want
do
to
something?
enter? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to enter before your turn goes?
So
Are you wandering out?
I'm a. Yeah, I'm gonna like wander a little closer. I think it's dead. I'm just. I considered doing that actually. Um, but anyways, I think it's dead now because it stopped moving and it's in its shell, right? So I'm gonna walk forward a bit, and that's all I'm gonna do for my action
Okay.
for now. If you want, I can roll like an initiative.
Yeah, let me roll your initiative. Wow. Okay. Okay. You really want to be involved in this? Okay, Isaac, it's your turn currently.
All right. I will. It's currently still retreated inside its shell.
Yeah, it's currently still inside of its shell, like hidden inside of it.
Oh, this thing's pretty big too.
It's like really large, like, and Varine's on her ass right now on the side of it. 'Cause she got knocked down when turtle fucking Koopa shell got propelled itself at you.
Isaac will shout over the storm to Night Owl and ask, "How much did you say you could lift again?" And like point to the turtle, giving him the indication that I want it to, like him to flip it. And I'm going to knock an arrow and hold an attack action on the turtle.
This is the coolest thing ever.
So Night Owl, are you gonna attempt to fly down?
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
oh,
what are you talking about?
Oh wait,
I'll
my bad.
also hold my
You're holding.
action.
Okay, I assumed you were, but I wasn't sure. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll hold my action until after Night Owl goes.
So right now it's in a shell, right?
Yeah, it's in its shell, like retreated, like hidden its little
Okay.
defensive fucking. It's really
For sure.
stony and like harsh and spiky, so it might be a little hard to find a really good grip.
I mean, I'm gonna try to lift from the head hole.
Okay. You're not worried about trying to bite you or anything? You don't,
It
are you
doesn't
worried
know
about?
I exist.
It's already taken its reaction before its turn. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you'll be
it's no
fine.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you could lift it from any side.
I
It's
know.
got a tail hole and a 4 feet
All
hole.
right, then I'll come back. I'll come from the back then.
Okay, you hit it from the
I'll come
back.
from the
Okay.
back. Yeah, it's not what I said. Okay, I'm gonna bonus action rage though because this requires a superior feat of strength, and I'm mad that I missed. All right,
You're angry.
all right. It's more like a. It's not like a rage. It's like a like a like like if you tell your dad you got like a really bad report card, and he's just like, ah, and you just or like something like that. Or like
Okay.
your fork falls off the table, like when you're trying to eat. Like you don't yell, you're just kind of like, you know. Um, yeah, and then yeah, all right. I'm gonna swoop down, get some like momentum and leverage, and then when I land on the ground, it's gonna be like a squat, uh,
By the
you know,
way, for reference,
squat and heave. You got to use your legs. Um, this is for sure
I
in
hope you didn't
athletics.
skip leg day.
yeah, for reference, by the way, when it because I looked at Fairy Fire just a minute, but also when it went into its shell at this point, like it would have like when it was spinning, then like cleared the ink off of itself for the most part. So that like advantage roll is currently gone, but I think with Braid you still have a advantage roll. Any is it just in combat? Myriad strength and check supposed to be a
Uh, I have advantage just because of my rage. Yeah, it's
yeah.
nothing to do with. Yeah,
I was just
but
checking. I was just saying for everyone to let them know.
for sure, for sure. Please work. Oh, 23? Is that enough?
trying to think of I'm trying to. I
What
don't know.
what DC did you set for it?
How much does the turtle weigh?
Like 350, 400 pounds. So
Oh yeah.
give me a second to
Mm-hmm.
think for a second.
Quick maps. Big shot.
I feel like that's right on the edge of his carry weight. So like a clean and jerk. Yeah, you could if
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you
like
managed to catch the unsuspecting turtle and start to lift him up.
mm-hmm.
Are you trying to like shove him just over on his side? Are you trying to fully toss him
Yeah, I'm
over?
trying to get him on his back.
Trying to flip him?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna do it by doing a razor's edge. Anybody?
What's Razor's Edge?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know
don't have
that.
razor's edge? Ah, it's the Attitude Era WWE.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't watch wrestling.
WWE.
Oh, I'm watching it right now. Oh, I see it. Yeah, dude. Hold on, I gotta.
Raw versus SmackDown.
I
There's
like
some
the
wrestling up in here.
I like the
Who's going to
Bowser Jr. up,
WrestleMania?
the Bowser up. Okay, so yeah, you flipped it onto its back and it's prone.
Heck yeah. Let's see you shoot something out of your stupid gullet now, dingus.
Now it'd be
Alright.
Isaac's turn, I think, because he held his action.
yeah, I shoot it right in its big soft underbelly.
Let's see it.
Oh, right. I would need to roll the attack.
It's like, yeah,
No,
If you
you just
miss,
do it. You just do it. Rolls a 1 out of feeling bad for it.
oh,
Yeah, am I rolling normal or it shook off the fairy fire? You say?
It shook out the fairy fire, but it's prone on its back. You could do advantage.
Okay.
You hit.
Nice.
Okay. You do 6.
Oh, if I was smart, I would have closed in for melee on that. Oh well.
Jump up on the turtle's tummy.
yeah, just wail on its belly. Pop, 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 pop.
Magical Mr. Maximilian the second. What are you doing as you watch him flip the turtle over and still shooting at it?
Is it dead yet? It's
No.
safe, right?
Yes.
Turn back and yell. We're working on it.
Oh. Uh-huh. Is it safe to walk closer?
Does it look like Maximilian has anything metal on him?
My cane is probably metal.
A little bit of metal probably on this cane, yeah.
Walk back. I'll yell back at Max and say, if you see it getting sparky again, throw that cane of yours.
Okay. It's like, is it safe? Is it safe?
I think that's all I would have time to do in a reaction.
Yeah. No one else says anything.
Of course,
Oh.
it's safe.
Thatcher yells from fucking like 70 yards away.
Behind a hill.
No, it's. Does Mighty Maximilian have a bit of Braveheart in him?
Can I roll for that?
Yeah, you can roll. Like what if like I don't know, I'll do like a charisma saving, a Constitution saving throw or something. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do like a saving throw for Constitution, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay.
Or even just a flat D20 would be fine too. But
Oh. Ready to press it?
yeah. Okay.
Think you're feeling yourself a little bit?
It's that lavender scent, like really.
You just
Alright.
give it another little squeeze as you're walking.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up a bit closer. Cause I think it's safe. And I am going to cast color spray inside its shell.
Oh, just stick the flashlight right in there.
Yeah. Just throw a bunch of. It's like springs from my hand, but can I like toss the lights in the shell? Is that like a doable thing? It is like a
Like
cone, so
emit the
yeah.
lights and the yeah. Yeah, it's a 15 feet cone, so yeah.
Yeah.
You could
So
choose the hole, I guess, to go through. Do you want to go through the head hole, the arm
head
holes?
hole. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do that and see if I can,
Eh.
see what happens. Light up the place a bit, I'm not even like I think it's safe now, so I'm just like, I just want to let this, just light up the place a bit,
Yeah. He's blinding him up as he's like probably screaming in his fucking shell.
Just making sure it's safe.
What colors is it?
Um, do like a mix of purple, yellow, some like neon pink, neon green. Just like you get some like nice colors and then like super obnoxious colors.
Okay.
All right, let's
Is that
see if
yours
I
actually?
can.
I always want to say damage just like on there and
Do. Hold on.
I mean it's only really one creature you're trying to affect anyways and the
Oh
large ones
no,
most people
it's
have to
like being
roll.
finicky with like actually
Yeah.
casting it. It's like forcing me to make the cone and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Damage.
Hieroglyphics.
Normal.
Whoa!
So I think that's just
31.
saying I'll tells how many hit points a creature's a spell can affect. 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If it
can
has
affect
less
them.
than.
Yeah. It's less than 31 right now.
Okay. That's all I do for my turn.
The one good thing about color spray is it has a lot of hit dice to work with.
It
Yeah.
really does.
Ends up being like the turtle's turn. It's kind of just throwing a temper tantrum, squealing in there and roaring. It's gonna kind of attempt to roll itself back on its upright. That's gonna have disadvantage, so I'm gonna roll. I'll use this as my roll. Okay, doesn't do
-2.
that. I'm giving it a -4 on it because it's pretty fucked up right now. It's fucking on fire and pain. Yeah, it doesn't get up. It is just getting bamboozled beyond belief right now. This giant turtle. Okay, Faster, it's your turn.
Do I still get advantage because it's prone?
Yeah.
Okay. 24.
Hits.
Oh, not so good this time.
Damage is damage.
Yeah. Then I
Hit him with
guess
another little explosion of fire.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll move about there.
Okay. You move up. It is your turn, Lady Ravana.
So,
You're gonna contribute to combat?
Lady Dravanis is going to, she's going to draw her arrow. And before she draws her arrow, she's going to use her dragon ancestry. And she's going to look to the skies, draw it back, shoot it into the air to try and just plop an arrow straight into his stomach, right into the belly of the beast.
Is she like actually looking at him to try and hit it? Is she trying to just like
Yeah, of
lob it
course.
at him? Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
checking.
What?
I don't know. Maybe she's crazy.
No.
Yeah. Roll your attack, and then if it hits, we'll add the damage for it.
Alright. Yeah, my thingy on the sheet. Oh, here we go. And then,
That razor's edge scares me. I don't like that. Poor turtle.
Yeah.
What did the turtle do to you?
Oh, by the way, the blindness is for 1 round.
Is this with advantage or no?
Advantage, yeah. He's
Alright.
blinded, prone.
Oof.
It doesn't hit. Okay.
Oof.
That's so unlucky.
Well, I guess like, do you hit? I guess you hit the ground.
Is what it is.
Do you say anything as you miss your shot or anything, or you miss your mark?
No.
Varian, it's your turn.
Alright, I am gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Oh, I caught those.
And this is it with advantage?
Yep. It hits.
Okay.
Ooh,
Jesus Christ.
numbers.
So, as you guys are hitting away on this turtle, and beating the shit out of him, you notice that the storm's eye gets a lot darker, and you're starting that the clouds are starting to swirl faster and faster the more you're wailing on this turtle, and it's starting to bleed, and you're like burning it, shooting it with explosions of fire magic, light magic. It's like as like you can tell, like it's getting like it's moving less and less, and like tossing and turning less and less. Like the storm's getting more intense. It's like you guys are wailing on and hitting it more. Yeah, it's your turn, Isaac.
All right. I will notice the notice that the storm is getting quite intense as this thing is going
Like the
into.
wind's blowing, you can't hear yourself think. You have to like be like really holding yourself in place as it's blowing and trying to like knock you over and push you over.
I'm not going to be. Isaac won't be trying to take an arrow shot, and will just throw his bow to the ground and draw his short swords as he closes in on the turtle and attacks.
See how it goes. Good luck. Good luck.
You can do it.
And I'll attack. And it's still prone, you say?
Yep.
Okay.
You
Oof.
miss.
May I attack with the other short sword as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Hit that one. Yep.
Yeah, one hits.
All right.
Less damage. Then you're gonna get like a perfect 6 right here. Watch.
Oh, it's not doing the formula right.
I can adjust if you can.
I'll just roll it manually.
Okay.
It's just 1d6.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes stuff gets weird with the formulas.
Dang.
2 damage.
2 damage? Yeah.
Short sword is
So,
just like
yeah. As you like
bouncing
sink a
off
hit.
this fucker's shell. This shell.
Yeah, it bounces off like you make a little like a crackish dent with your stab. Magical Mr. Maximilian the Second, as this is all going on, you definitely notice that the storm's getting pretty crazy. Having to hold on to like your clothes to and really keep your feet in the ground and keep yourself from being knocked over, like falling over.
Is my cane sparkling?
It is sparkling like hell.
Okay, so I'd like to create a minor illusion of myself. And well, I can't actually make like a fancy version of myself because it's like minor illusion. But I'm gonna make like a very shitty like wooden looking cardboard cutout that just has like the colors of my hat and like my clothes. So it's very shitty version of me. And it's going to be right where I am currently. I'm going to use a bonus action to put my quarterstaff in the ground next to it. And then I am going to try and get as far away from the storm as possible.
Fair game, fair game. Yeah, how about you, Mr. Night Owl? You're probably coming pretty like rough. Like your feathers are probably all fucking crazy as the storm's going crazy.
What's ruffling
Yeah,
your feathers?
my feathers feel pretty ruffled, but you know, I'm quite a focused individual. So I'm gonna go maul, and then I'm
Just smash
gonna
them open. Yeah.
smash him. Smash and smash. Boom.
Oh, by the way, Triff, how far was I able to like go back? Because it is like shitty conditions, so
I'd say probably like about like half normal speed right now. So like about
it's
here.
like 15.
Oh.
Yeah, like 15.
Oh.
Okay, you got a crit. Okay.
Okay.
Roll for crit
What's the
damage.
damage?
I think this turtle's getting
Critical
fucking.
Dang. 2 1s? Dang, that sucks. But 15.
So,
Yeah. +2, so that's actually 17. Cause rage.
okay. So,
I think it's dead.
as you're hitting it, the storm gets exceptionally violent as your maul kind of connects and smashes into its shell.
Oops.
And you hear one last really loud like shriek of pain come from the giant tortoise. And as it does, you guys might feel like the heat around you, or like the energy around you, like heating up, and in a giant like, let's see the area. I need to make a circle. Can I make a circle with this?
Oh.
Big
Yeah, snorkel.
snorkel.
Circle.
Wait. I should have moved. I meant to move. But
Oh,
damn.
in a
Snorkel.
circle of like,
Oh.
How many circles?
I don't need your circles. I appreciate them.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
My
Uh,
circles are better than yours. Just
It's
saying.
probably a circle like about this big. That's
Dang,
what's
I
going
definitely
on.
should have just moved.
And as it's happening, and this a giant just like barrage of lightning is striking down at the earth around you guys as the rocks smash, as like your mouth smashes through the turtle shell, and you feel it like smash through, and you hear it and you watch it, and then you feel like smash into the turtle's like, because like, you're smashing it against its stem, but you feel like smash through its skin. Sorry, its skin, and you just feel like the like pressure of like its little organs inside being like giving out as like you're smashing through them. And like, a really swift, clean swing of your maul as you pull it out. But as you guys are looking out, it's going on. I need. Let's see. We have Vanis. Yeah. So for you three, Vereen, Isaac, and Dravanis. I am going to have a dexterity saving throw. Okay. Okay. Waiting on you, Lucas, if you got the pop-up, I think.
I didn't get it. I'll just
Didn't go?
manually roll it.
Okay. Sometimes it loses rolls even if I select the character sometimes with it. Though I don't
You
know.
said a dexterity saving throw?
So, yep.
Oh, Lucas.
Go.
So
My man dexterous.
this is gonna be the damage. I'm rolling to see how much you guys took from this giant, just like, explosive barrage of lightning that's going off.
Wait, does Night Owl need to do it too?
Night Owl.
The attack saving throw.
Oh yeah, he's there. I didn't even see him. Right. Forgot
Whoa!
about He's hiding.
Night
I
Owl
was
is
gonna
so
say that
mysterious
too.
and dark.
He's
I am
hiding
sorry.
behind
The
the
gonna
table.
DM
say
forgets
something.
about him.
Okay, so Night Owl's gonna take normal damage, you guys, so you're gonna take half.
What the heck?
The DC was 15. You had to
Ah,
beat 15 on the throw.
oh no.
So
Oh man. I am a bird, and I'm big.
Like I said, you're fat.
Oof.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
I flipped this tortoise over. I'm not fat. I'm re-upped.
let's see how hard this hits. It's just
Well, I
a
mean-
giant, like, explosive torrent of lightning it's crashing down all around you and exploding.
Oh.
Okay, so everyone else around you took 2 points of damage from the explosion, got knocked on your ass, on your ass, probably sliding back like 10 to 15 feet. I don't know if you guys really would have noticed the fact that Magical Mr. Maximilian left his little fake dummy and Concert sauntered away. Maybe Thatcher might have seen him like skipping away, but it completely just fucked the wooden dummy. And Maximilian, as maybe you
Sorry.
turn around, you see it happening. You'd see the like your cane flying back in your direction towards you,
Oh,
like
Jesus.
propelled towards
So you
you.
said we took 2 damage or 1 damage?
You took 2.
Okay.
Everyone took 2, besides Night Owl took 4. The 3 of you, the 4 of you up there. And that's
Do I have
your
to
end.
dodge my cane? Like, please
Yeah.
No. No?
It'll be
How in the
okay.
hell?
It'll be okay. It's flying at you really fast. It got propelled by that explosion. You're fine. You managed to dodge it.
Can I like catch it cool? Like,
Yeah, you stumble forward and you barely catch it, like stumbling forward, like you catch yourself.
I want to catch it with my mage hand because I'm scared.
Okay. You catch it with your mage hand. It's like
it might be
flies-
still on fire or
right
like
as it like
lightning.
flies past you.
Yeah.
And it's like sparking with lightning, like your mage hand manages to grab it, like right, like you managed to like conjure it just in time, and you're holding it, like the storm's like pushing you around and flaring out.
I do like a little mini fist bump because I'm like hyped that I caught it and I was like cool, but no one else saw it.
But yeah, you guys just all probably like, knocked like on your ass and like sent a bit out. Where the fuck is Night Owl? There you are. But yeah, so the turtle's corpse ends up getting like charred and like fucked up in its own like, explosive fucking like death throes of a lightning storm around itself. And as you guys are kind of like sent flying out as the electricity was like going off and the lightning strikes were happening and the thunder is bellowing above, you're just watching as the turtle's kind of like bodies slowly like getting like zapped like to charred. But it's
Still
done.
alive?
It's done. It's done.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
what
done.
Oh.
You know, this is stage 2 of the boss fight. Boss music time.
Now you face Turtle Skeleton being constantly struck by lightning.
True.
Yeah, it's like-
That would be terrible.
Yeah, if you're within 5 feet, roll for 1d4 lightning damage. Good luck, melee fuckers. No. But yeah, you guys fucked up. It's a really large turtle, but you're all pretty. I mean, at least most of you are kind of pretty messed up. Besides,
We solved your turtle puzzle with violence.
besides Maximilian and Thatcher, they're definitely feeling pretty okay. They didn't really get hit at all or roughed out.
I'm gonna reach inside and grab the heart.
Okay, I'm gonna reach inside and try to grab it.
Grab the heart.
With your bare hands.
Yeah.
Well, bare talons.
Just punch into the chest of this turtle.
Yeah. This
Oh.
is. Yeah. This is normal. This is light work.
You take 5d10 lightning damage.
The lightning's over.
Well, it's still charring inside of it.
It is charring inside of it.
I like
It
to
is-
think like he's Night Owl is doing this like right as I'm like sizing up the where the chest is and being like, well, okay, so if we cut here
Sleight of
and then we'll
hand.
have to
Yeah, you
crack
kind of
the
like burst your hand into it and you grab
Okay,
it.
sure. Heck yeah.
You accidentally grab on the like intestines and you tug it out, and it's like just large intestines is just like spilling out of its body, like charred and like slight, not like boiling, but slightly bubbling, like the flesh.
Missed. And then I'm gonna go it again.
I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear Isaac's response to that.
But this time I'm just like, yeah, like
for God's sakes, man, what are you reaching for? The gallbladder's not even close to there.
oh,
If you're going for a heart, look, we got it. We got to cut through the chest plate first, and then there's the intercostal muscles,
He
and then
knows
you
his
got to
fucking
excise it
turtles.
from all. Wait, actually, how many chambers does a turtle have? I think it's 3. So we got to cut all 6 arteries and veins out of there.
alright, I take out my halberd. Ah!
Wait, you'll crush it.
Can we work together and try to find the heart together?
Yeah.
For sure. Do we have to roll anything, or is it just
No.
by over time? Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Boys.
Isaac would just kind of using his. I'm guessing he would just have a skinning knife and probably for other stuff like a saw to take off like antlers and whatnot. Just gently saw through the rib cage to get to the heart rather than punching through it.
So
Oh
if
yeah, no, I'm gonna be the
Thatcher,
breaking.
Max, Verena, and Lady, are any of you guys doing anything while these two are kind of having a little competition of sort of like hacking open this charring turtle and exploring its insides?
While
like-
they're doing their thing, I'm gonna.
I
Just
know
gonna sit on the
Thatcher was
ground.
like interested. He said a bit in like potentially seeing. That's why I wanted to check.
Yeah, just totally just watching all of this while
Just
eating
watching their
some ration.
competition.
I'm gonna eat some rations because it's lunchtime.
Okay.
I'm gonna find like a rock nearby and just lay on it, like lean against it. I got fucked up.
They did get pretty fucked up.
I'll sit with you, share a ration with you.
Yeah. Thank you, Thatcher.
I sit as well.
What about magical Mr. Maximilian the second after catching his cane and the storm finally calmed down as like the turtle's death sunk in? The clouds were actually parting and the glimmering sun was finally like, shining again on like the little coastline.
I'm gonna go in the corner and listen to the pep talk from the thing. And just listen to it over and over again. You can do it. I'm like, yeah, I did it. You're the best. Yeah, I am. And just, kind of have my moment in the corner.
I'm like worm brain
Hey.
for a second there.
Dude, it did.
Isaac is gonna look over his shoulder at someone getting a pep talk from a doll, and everyone else is sitting down and having lunch, like while he's elbow deep inside turtle cuts, and just being like, "Oh, don't mind us. We don't need the fucking cart to haul this school bus full of worth of a turtle back."
Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
get.
You're good. You're fine. You're doing great.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
you didn't
Isaac got scuffed up too.
I'm gonna look at Isaac and be like, yeah, it is nice.
If
not
you
having
want,
this alone.
I'll let you borrow the action figure.
Oh, I'm fine, and like Isaac will like reach up and like extinguish some of his fur that's still on fire.
A little bit of
No, I'm
charred
doing
fur.
good over here.
Hey, you didn't get smacked by a turtle.
Yes, he did.
Oh, you got. I thought you got out of the way. Like,
He got like side smacked a bit, but he didn't take it like full force. But he got like brushed up against, and he took a turtle lightning
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, I got like turtle light like 3 times.
Oh yeah, that's right.
His
Yeah.
fur's a little fucked up.
I'm gonna take one of the ribs and then like break it against my knee and throw it, and then be like, Isaac, why are you helping them?
Helping these people? Ah,
Yes.
Why not? Seemed a nice enough day to go for a hunt. Why do you usually have to have a reason to help other people, Mr. Night Owl?
No, I'm asking for your motives.
Hmm.
Me, I just it's nice not to have to do things alone. But
Agreed.
what about you? Is it the same?
Well,
Over
most
initiative. Oh no.
Yeah.
I say enjoy it while you can. Newcomers usually move
I'm
on pretty
kidding.
fast.
I wish. The turtle starts moving as you're in its insides.
I throw a
Or they
snake
get
bolt.
killed, or they get duped by someone else, or they disappear.
Yes. So, you are not someone to do this thing. Right?
I'm not someone to do what now?
Hurt others, dupe others.
Well, I can't say I've never duped anyone, but I'll say they had it coming at least.
Roll insight.
Can I?
Yeah, if you
Well, I
want.
just
But I mean, I think he's being pretty
to
honest.
No, I think Night Owl would. I think Night Owl would be trying to see what kind of person
Okay.
this is. Yeah.
Throwing him out.
Oh.
He seems to
What
be
kind of
pretty.
person do I see him as? Based off of his
Like, what
response.
kind of person are you, Isaac?
Yeah, who are you?
I would say there's definitely no deception there. There's no dishonesty. Isaac has definitely duped people, but he definitely thought they had it coming. Whether they did or not, that's up to you, to your interpretation.
They had what
He was
coming?
definitely
Wait. Sorry.
being fooled or taken advantage of.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
as far as people, as far as whether he's worked together with people and if they, left town or died or disappeared or got, taken for a ride, that's definitely true.
Mm, I see.
To be honest,
Okay.
that's mostly what he was doing at the fair. It's just like seeing the fresh meat come in and like lose all of their welcome money at the fair.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. This is a good conversation. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say,
So, well,
oh, I was
you
just gonna finish the conversation, but
you go. You can. You can.
yeah. Don't hmm. I think
Don't
these people are good.
what?
Don't leave them. This is look how much we just did. We can do more. Don't
People
distrust.
around people around here usually don't try to do that kind of thing without wanting something themselves. What are you after?
Right? Isn't that weird? Me? Oh, this is what I usually do. I basically hunt, uh, wrestle for survival. Um, Everything else, well, I actually try to help other people with stuff like this. Maybe they have wolves or other monsters attacking, and I'll go and help. Sometimes it's not an animal, but it's a person. That is when it gets worse. But this is actually just my life, but now I get to do it with other people.
Yeah, that doesn't answer my question though.
Mm,
Lots of ways to make a living around here. Like I said, you could be working at a tavern, could be unloading boxes at the port. I always offer people. Of course, I'll admit I make this sound more appealing,
I,
but
I,
everyone has
I,
their reasons.
yes, I only know one way of life from my people, but they are no longer around, so I carry on their Heart. For as long as
Good,
I
I've
can.
heard.
Speaking of heart, is that it?
Oh shit! Yeah, I cut Isaac as a force of habit. Just like has been like what during the conversation has been dressing this giant turtle, and it's like, oh yes, I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
loaded with
Oh
the heart.
shoot. Well,
Did those
I guess we
slackers
should.
get the damn cart yet?
Yeah,
We still got
Yeah,
quite a few
Verena went and
skills.
grabbed it. And she
Oh
ended
man.
up coercing the donkey to come and slowly drag it back over.
All right, I'm gonna start trying to push the rest of the turtle back to the cart, kind of meet them halfway.
Okay.
So
Okay.
how bad a shape is this turtle in? Can we get like the whole shell? I know that probably worth a decent amount, but it did take a good amount of damage.
I'll only do a few rolls and I'll tell you the different things.
All right.
Yeah, I did really smash it, didn't I? Ah.
That, that. Okay.
Mm.
So it's flesh and meat is pretty fucked up. You could probably salvage maybe like half of it, but a lot of it's just kind of been like either charred to a point of no return on like the outer layers of fat and meat, or it's just was smashed open and it's like drying blood and like just dripping blood everywhere from either exploring inside to find the heart during your guys' conversation or the maul smashing through it into its stomach. And its scales and spikes actually seem to be in pretty good condition, thankfully. When you're looking at it, most of them seem to be pretty recoverable, but it might be a little hard to extract them by ordinary means because they kind of seem more like rocks, so you might have to like slowly, like carefully like, smack them off or something or knock them off. But they're definitely a bit more like rocks and stones than they are something simple like how you'd usually like, cut a scale off with like a knife. But if you guys are able to find a good way of finessing the scales off, you should be fine to like get them in most of the scales. But you'd probably get like 25 pounds in scales if it all goes well. And in terms of meat, probably only like 50 pounds of meat. Because most of it got like fucked up by the charring and the lightning storm.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
yeah.
8 for meat, 5 for scales, and 15 for like other stuff.
Yeah, the 15 is just like the general stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the scales, the more it's hard to find, because it's just going to be hard to try to like extract them carefully because they are basically just giant hunks of rock.
Yeah, I would just ask anyone who has a proper implement to come and help knock these scales off, and then uh, I would get dressing the meat and wrapping it in whatever I have handy in my pack.
I think actually your best people for doing that are Verena for fucking Mace and Owlboy for fucking Maul.
All
Thatcher
right.
has a Zikua. He can pry things off.
Oh, you can? Okay, well, if they're like giant chunks of rock, do you want to try to pry it off with like your thing too? Because the scales are more just like giant chunks of rock, so I don't know like how well that'd be or not for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, could I check its? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say if you can pry underneath, if it's like a shingle or something, then it should be able to be leveraged off. It's a 4 foot long stick with a large blade at the
Yeah.
end.
You guys should be able to work it up together and slowly like unlodge the scales and slowly go around its giant corpse, like dislodging the various scales around its like arms and legs and back. What are you saying, Isaac?
Do turtles like do they use like gullet stones and like do they keep weird stuff in their stomach to help digest like birds do?
I don't know.
I will check this thing's stomach for content to see if
You
it's
check the
like
stomach?
yeah.
Leaves.
Cows do that too.
just leaves.
Well, I mean, this poster has been up in the
Oh,
town hall for
yeah.
a while. There might be like some adventuring gear in there.
Yeah.
As you're looking around its stomach and cutting it open and exploring it, inside you definitely see some like fragments and like chunks of cloth left over from other adventurers that unfortunately must have gotten either killed by or eaten by it. Either way, it ended up inside of its stomach. But you see chunks of various little cloths and pieces of leather floating around in its like stomach with the stomach acid. But
Gross.
something you notice while digging through it that sticks out is you see a little shining like bluish white rock. Like it's about probably like I'm trying to think what the size like.
Oh shit! Does it match the bracelets we're wearing, or I'm wearing at least?
It's around like a slightly softer hue. It's not the exact same hue of blue,
Oh, okay, okay.
but it's like a slightly softer shade of blue. But it's
Uh,
probably about the size of like those like blow up beach balls, like those really shitty
oh,
cheap blow up beach balls. It's like that big probably.
that's pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm already covered in viscera, so I go ahead and fish that out.
yeah, and you managed to slip that out. It's kind of like 25 pounds. It's to 30 pounds. It's pretty heavy. It's just like a giant chunk of raw material. You're not really sure what it is, but you're able to pull it out without getting too much of the stomach acid or visceral like more on you at this point.
I shout to the group and like, "Hey, everybody! Looks like we're getting a bonus for this job." Could I try and
Big rock.
determine what it is
Yeah,
by studying it closer now that I've fished it out of the stomach?
yeah. Can you do I think if I want you to roll for it, I don't have to try and figure it out. Um,
Maybe intelligence straight up, or
Or survival?
It could be
what?
like Arcana too if it's magic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, what? It depends on what you're checking for. Like
Oh
value.
yes, I guess I should specify. Can I try to determine if this thing is like naturally occurring in magical turtles?
Sounds like nature.
Yeah, it's
but I
a nature
mean,
check, I think.
yeah, I'd say it sounds like one. Where is nature? Bum, ba, da, bum.
He did use the word naturally, so
Yeah. Wow.
Natural.
Can I check the nature of this?
So from what
Oh,
you can tell, you're
well,
not really sure. You don't think you've really seen something like it before in your time hunting or even like being around like on this island. You're not really quite sure what this material is or
is
what
it
it's made
sparkly?
of. It is like emitting like a very soft glow.
Is it emitting any magical aura?
Yeah.
Can I do like an Arcana check on it?
Yeah. Let me grab magical Mr.
From a safe
Maximilian.
distance? Easy.
Not really quite sure what it is either, but you can
bruh.
definitely tell it's magical and there's like some sort of energy coming from it.
Okay. I didn't actually want to know what it was, so I'm happy with that.
There's some sort of energy coming from it.
Isaac will kind of say out loud, like, "What the hell are you?"
Is it
Um,
glowing?
it is like very softly glowing.
Oh, maybe this is how it did electricity. Lightning rock.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best not to think of shocking anyone
I'm
or
gonna
eat it.
smack it. I'm gonna smack it.
Like how?
Like,
How hard?
not that hard. Because then it's just gonna, it's gonna
Just
like
like
smack out
like
of your head.
like slapping the top of a new car. kind of.
What if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like?
yeah.
What if it's like a baby turtle? And it
Oh
just comes out as
shoot!
like, Mama.
Immediately
Isaac will
expands.
try to explain to the group that eggs are not in the stomach; they're somewhere
Yeah.
else.
I mean, it could have been a different species' egg
Dang.
that it
Yeah, what
ate.
happens when I? Does anything happen when I smack it?
You gonna smack it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's new roof of a car. Smack it.
Okay, roll a d20.
Oh my gosh! It explodes. We're all dead. Total PK.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
nothing happens.
No, I keep smack knocking. Like,
You
okay.
just gave it one of those like nice little.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. So,
Isaac will say to the group, "It's like, well, I know a person or two back in town who might be able to help us out with this. Until then, maybe keep it under your hat, huh? Lots of hunters that would love to take this from us, if you know what I mean.
I have lots of things hidden in my hat.
But yeah, and I'll bet.
is there another rabbit under there?
So how are you guys gonna try to
You never
store
know.
it? Are you just gonna like put it in the cart with everything else? Are you gonna try to lug it into one of your bags and carry it?
You want to take it,
Uh,
Isaac?
I'll wrap it in a burlap cloth or
Okay.
sack that I have,
Okay.
and just put it with the rest of the stuff. Yeah, and keep an eye on it. You know.
I mean, if you would like to keep it secret, I can make it look different.
You can make it look different for the whole ride back.
I mean, not if I kept casting, I could like hide it for a bit, but I could probably more for like later once we get into town.
Yeah, I tell you what. As soon as we get near the gate, could you make this look like a giant dung ball?
I can, but I may need to rest first.
Yeah, you used all
I
your
mean-
spell slots.
Yeah.
You can take a rest in the back of the cart on the way home.
Ideally, yeah.
If you don't mind taking a nap on top of the meat.
Would we want to camp out here tonight and go back in the morning?
Excellent question. What time is it?
At this point, it's probably like still like early afternoon, like 2ish o'clock, like 2:30. Like it's definitely the sun's still very much up.
How
Be it
far are we from
difficult.
town?
You traveled like about an hour and a half out of town to get here.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's try and make it back to town before nightfall. We'll just wrap this in a sack. It should be fine. I suppose you can make it smell like dung.
I can.
All right, that'll be good enough. No one's gonna open.
I
its
can
pack
I
and
can
smell
make
like
it I can make it look hold on, let me see what I can do. Give me a second.
I think minor illusions is like a 5-foot cube.
It is a 5-foot cube.
Yeah,
I could like put it in something, or I could put something around it theoretically. So yeah, I could make like a dung thing around it and then use prestidigitation to create the odor. I can also make it taste like dung, but
I'll
nonetheless.
leave it up to I'll leave it up to your expert illusionary skills.
Okay.
All right, so have we skeletonized this this
So-
turtle of all that's worth?
If they're here probably tonight, I was probably gonna call it here for the session. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna be like probably like 2.5 more hours. So it's probably end up by the time you guys are all done and cleaned up and like got it all like scavenged, like in early evening, like 5 p.m. around when we'll start next time. You guys spent like a lot of time scavenging this stuff, scavenging this turtle.
Mhm.
It's a pretty large one. You're only expecting to sit there taking apart a turtle, but
All right,
making
so
as much
call
as
it a
you could
hit.
out of it. Yep.
Yeah. Out of character.